Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. Sorry for being 10 minutes late. It's been a hectic day. We are going to cover tonight that the PGMOL is going to be held accountable. I want to do a follow-up on yesterday's show when we talked about the Arsenal goal getting, or the West Ham goal getting disallowed in overtime, and Arsenal winning the game because crowding the goalkeeper. So tonight we're going to talk about West Ham, and West Ham are set to contact referee body PGMOL after the late equaliser against Arsenal was disallowed. The club will raise concerns and request further clarification over the controversial decision. And West Ham will also ask for the audio between the referee Chris Kavanagh and VAR referee Darren, England, who actually called Chris Kavanagh to the screen. So again, this will be very interesting to watch. It's BBC reporting this, and guys, I just hope that we will see some accountability and that something will have to give. We will continue debate, Mark, Stu, and me after a while. There's also been some updates from Laurie Whitwell about Man United and 5 signings. We are going for 3 midfielders, we're going for a left back, and we are going for a striker, and all in the bracket of 22 to 26 years of age. So we are going to be Chelsea 2.0. That's at least the strategy that's out there from the Athletic and Laurie Whitwell. We have been linked to fullbacks. We have been linked to the Sporting fullback. We have been linked more to Lewis Hall. We will talk a little bit about the left back situation. We will also talk about the second striker who will come in. Are we talking about Coupier, or what's his name on Bournemouth, and Welbeck at Brighton? That's also going to be an interesting debate. And guys, you know, it's Jarvis's corner, so as usual, get your questions ready for the Q&A session of the show at the end of the show. So guys, Stu and I will be back after the intro. So yeah, and I forgot to say, we're going to have a big debate, the Iraola against Carrick debate. So we're going to break down the numbers, and I have some interesting stats for you guys. And you know, if you want attacking football, is Iraola the right guy? I will show you the facts, the stats, everything behind the scenes. So guys, see you in a second. And by the way, smash the like, subscribe, and if this is your first time on the Tactical Devils, remember to subscribe. See you in a second. Yes. Welcome to the Tactical Devils. It's Jarvis's corner, and we have a lot of people tuned in already. Actually, 143 people watching on X. What's going on? Someone must have retweeted. There's 15, 16 of you already coming in on YouTube. Guys, smash the like, help us with the algorithms, and let's get going with the show. Welcome to the show, Stu Wally. How are you, my friend? Wearing pink and looking fantastic. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm all right today. Actually, I've just realised Mateus Tell scored for Tottenham, so that's a bit of a blow. But there you go. De Zerbi ball is finally in action. Yeah, pretty busy day at the office. Well, I say the office. I've had my feet up in my office most of the day, working hard, obviously, as you do. But yeah, not too bad. I've got. Didn't tell you, but I'm test driving one of those new Kia vans this week, those electric vans, those KEB cars. So I've got that for a few days, 7 days, I think. I've got.
Are you going electric?
No, I'm not going electric, but I'll have a look and see whether it's ideal to promote to garages, i.e., like yourself. Would you take one for parts and tires and things like that? Just I'll do a bit of a Stewie review on that one. But apart from that, yeah, all good. Yeah. All good. Still sore from the weekends. It was a brutal match. Against Holy Souls, 2-2. Brutal. I feel broken this morning. Absolutely broken, but there you go. Such is life, eh? We carry on.
Yes, we do. I wanna welcome Raymond is in the house. We have Bilal. I am Titanium is also here. We have Paul. Big up to Paul Tobin coming in and say evening all. So what is this? Jarvis bedtime story corner? Yeah, well, I have to be honest. The reason I'm late is because I went golfing, and I had to play the full 9 holes, and I had to stop by the grocery store while heading back. So, I basically ran in the door at 9 p.m. So that's why I ran a little bit late. So, guys, you have to forgive me. I'm so sorry for keeping you occupied. My time is not worth more than your time. So it won't happen again. I want to welcome Trevor coming in and say, evening, guys. Jarvis, seeing as you said, I just came in the door. Was wondering, did you scream, here's Johnny? No, I didn't. I know I didn't. Hopefully you said a shining example for the rest of us. Yes.
Shining. Yes, that's from Shining.
I had the axe coming in.
Here's Johnny. Yes.
That's a brilliant movie, by the way. Brilliant movie.
It's a very good movie. Yeah.
Shining. The Shining. Yeah. Sorry, I'm late. Sorry, guys. Johnny Kamal, big up, coming in and say hello all and welcome to the show. Thank you, Johnny, for coming on yesterday. It was a brilliant show. We had a brilliant debate on the PGMOL and VAR. And I won't let it go. We have to talk more about VAR. And let me bring up that report and let's get going with the show, guys. So Stu, I don't know if you saw this. It came from BBC. It's actually Mark Davis is also in the building. Big up, Mark. Let me just here we go. Here we have it. So let me just bring it up. Being the producer and the host and all of it at one time is always a little bit tricky, but it is what it is. So I don't know if you can read this too. So let me just shit up a little bit. So West Ham is set to contact referees body PGMOL after their late equaliser against Arsenal was disallowed. And the club will raise concerns and request further clarification over the controversial decision. And West Ham will also ask for the audio between Chris Kavanagh and VAR. Darren, England. It comes from BBC, this one. So I don't know, Stu, what do you think will come out of this? And do you think just as usual, PGMOL will just double down and just refuse anything, and take no self-accountability into all of this? Or
they'll double down on this one because actually, by the letter of the law, they got it right. And most people would agree they got it right. In terms of the way that Pablo got his arm across, and as we pointed out, as he grabbed his wrist, he kind of grabbed it, and that's the problem. His hand grabbing the wrist, his arm. So actually, by the letter of the law, it was done. Now we can argue we're blue in the face, all of us, about the issues with Trossard on Pablo before that happened, and then Rice on I can't remember which player it was. But we've seen it before. We've seen all of this happen. We've been the victim of it. But a lot of what we all consider to be fouls against a goalkeeper, people trying to disprove as well. So Sky Sports tonight in the UK are having none of it. They were saying, everyone was saying Arsenal have been getting away with it for ages.
Yes,
and he kind of made a point as to why the goal against Bayern, for example. First game of the season was a legitimate goal, and I'm still looking at him thinking, but he's clawing at him, he's pouring at Bayern, and Carragher's coming out and saying the goalkeeper should be better. Same with Martinez, when we felt there was an elbow from Gabriel on Martinez, should have done better. This is what Sky Sports are trying to disprove the theory that we've all got as fans, that it's been completely unjust. And so I was quite disappointed with that, because ultimately they did get it right yesterday. And I think we would all agree they got it right. It was such a... it's hard to take if you're a West Ham supporter. And It's hard to take if you're a City supporter. Not that I did really care about them, to be fair. Not asked about them at all. And it's hard to take for us as a Arsenal support, as an Arsenal hater, because they've got it right. They seem to be getting away with it. They seem to have two slices of the cake on this one, where everybody else is getting one, and it goes against them. Arsenal are having two slices of the cake. So I just feel that, yes, they got it right yesterday. I don't see how West Ham have got a leg to stand on this, unless they get relegated. They may well try and sue, but I think ultimately, Jarvis, people will turn around and say, you're in this position because you're in this position. You haven't scored enough goals. You haven't won enough games. You haven't kept enough clean sheets. So I think they're right to ask for this information. They're right to raise the concerns, but it has to be a clarification of consistency. Where is the consistency?
But that's fine and well, and nothing will happen. The result will still stand. Arsenal will win the game. Will get the 3 points. West Ham will still struggle. Maybe they will get relegated. So again, my question to you, Stu, is what will be the outcome out of this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but don't you think if Howard Webb, he's the boss of the PGMOL, don't you think there will be some aftermath after this, and someone must be held accountable? If let's say the evidence afterwards shows that they made a mistake by doing this, because it's one thing is the letter of the law.
Yeah,
another thing is, why haven't they followed the letter of the law for the full season, and why has Arsenal been getting away with it for the other 35 games this season? And this is the questions we need answers.
Yeah, the problem, pal, is they govern themselves. So Howard Webb has got nobody to, he's got no accountability above him. He is the top man of the PGMOL. So like I said last night, you need to disband the PGMOL, and you've got to get it all under either the FA or all across the whole of the football leagues structure, or you've got to put it under the Premier League and have the Premier League control the pool of referees for the Premier League. Bring them in, like I said last night, from all over the world, FIFA license, UEFA license. But ultimately, the problem that you've got, the problem that we've all got as fans, VAR has ruined the game. Jeopardy should have been left to iron itself out, and it hasn't. And so what's happened is that the inconsistency of these referees, like you've got Jared Gillett tonight, he's been so pedantic with his ruling. He's the first one in about 6 months, I think, to enforce the 8-second goalkeeping rule from the goal kick.
Yes.
And he's given a corner. Yeah. He's the first one to do that because the refs are under massive scrutiny today. So he's obviously been told, you do everything by the letter of the law. Everything you see, De Zerbi out of his box, you tell him to get back in. He does 8 seconds, you give a corner. Your eyes are going to be like a hawk. VAR, get it right and all this kind of thing. But the PGMOL haven't said a thing. They haven't come out and apologised. They haven't done this. They haven't done that, because of ultimately they kind of got it right. So I'm with you on this one. I don't think that the only answer is to disband the PGMOL. That is the only answer, is to get rid of it.
For me, I think heads should roll. I think Howard Webb should resign, because he obviously is not doing a good job. There's been too many controversies. Guys like Chris Kavanagh is becoming famous celebrities in Britain because of all the scrutiny they get. Darren, England, all of this, it's too much. It's too much, and they should be the persons that's incognito. No one should know the name of the referee. He should just be the conductor of the game. And
herein lies the problem. Herein lies the problem with the ref at the moment. I get it, and I hear what everybody says about that. But what you've got, the problem is the game can't go ahead without the person in the middle. It can't happen. Are we going to look towards AI to do refereeing? Will the man out in the middle just become a kind of boxing referee? So he doesn't make any decisions, real decisions, unless they're absolutely blatant in front of his eyes. But the real decisions in terms of handball, offsides, own goals, etc., is done by AI technology. The problem with that is then you've got the cost element of around that.
Again, I like Clattenburg when he came out and talked about this, and he said he won't scrap VAR, but he will only keep the things that's automated. Let's say offsides, goal line technology, stuff like that.
Yeah,
and the rest, it's up to the referee, because that's the decisions that's it's
again,
up
offside
to
for me. Offside for me. We're supposed to be doing this clear and obvious now, aren't we? There's got to be daylight between you and the player. There has to be daylight between you and the player now on offside, or it's going to be, isn't it? If Wenger gets his way, which is supposedly
still in Canada, they have the new Wenger rule, but it's still not in the Premier League. Yeah.
No, and whether it comes or not, I don't know. But ultimately, I just get rid of it all. I would go back to normal refereeing, and see what happens throughout. But the problem we got is, we talk about here, Mike Clattenburg's getting paid hundreds of millions of pounds, isn't he, over in Saudi Arabia? So that's it. You're not going to see Clattenburg coming. It won't happen.
Is it Clattenburg?
Yeah, Clattenburg's getting a ton out there, isn't he, in Saudi Arabia?
No, that's Oliver, Michael Oliver. He's the one with the.
No, he's still wrestling the Premier League, Oliver. So
yeah, I'm sure still, he went to was it Dubai or Qatar,
they might go to
Dubai,
on the off season, but I know that I'm sure it's Clattenburg that's out there earning some great money. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. So but we remove Howard Webb, who was a pretty fine referee in his day, where do we go? I mean, the problem is where do we go? You can't appoint an independent person.
Keith Hackett.
You could get Keith back, but I don't think Keith would want it. I don't think he'd want it, Keith. I think Keith probably was first to admit he's burnt that many bridges by his opinions, which are correct, by the way. Yeah. It's the same with Mike. No, not Mike Riley. Here's his name that's on Sky Sports. Anyway, I can't remember.
Yeah. Someone in the chat knows. Yeah.
Yeah, but ultimately, we're in a position where whoever it is, it gets blinded by money, and it happens. You've got power when you're the head of the PGMOL. You are getting FIFA lavish you with cash. Mike Dean, that's it. Cheers, Steph. You've got FIFA lavishing you with cash. It happens. It's all brown bag, corrupt. Look, we all know football's a cesspit. Let's be honest. Football's a complete cesspit. The amount of money that's in the game is astronomical.
The stakes,
yeah, and the stakes are so high now. And I think the problem is that whatever we do and however you move forward, you're not going to please everybody. So I'm the old school one. So I don't want VAR. Fuck it.
But it's not about pleasing everyone. Just get it right. I don't care. If it's against Man United and if it's right, I'm okay with it.
But I don't see how they can get it right.
I can accept it. That's just the way it is. We have to see some consistency.
I don't see how they can get it right. The problem is you won't get it right. It's impossible.
How hard can it be? How hard can it be? You have all the technology in the world. You have all the time.
The technology is the issue. The technology is the issue, isn't it? Because if you're standing out there in the middle, of a Premier League game, and you are having to keep up with Adama Traore, as an example, you're trying to keep up with Ampadu and Dorgu and stuff like this. So you're having to keep up with them first and foremost. You're having to watch out for the dark arts. You're having to watch the corner ball, by the way, come in, and then you're going to have to swing to see what's going on in the centre, in the penalty area. You're not being helped because the linesman on either side, whichever one it is, isn't going to be able to see everything because he will have his vision blocked.
So
I was talking last night about the officials that were behind the goal If you remember, that they just had the batons, and that was for goal line technology at the time and corner kicks and stuff. Maybe we need to get those back in and help the referee more. Maybe, Jarvis, we need 2 sets of linesmen, a linesman on each quad of the half. So maybe you need 4 linesmen.
Well, for me, I feel right now, Stu, there is a solution, and I think the solution is on the teams. It's on the managers, and it's definitely on the players. We know how the refs operates in rugby, and it's not just by not disrespecting the umpire. It's also about following the rules as a player and not trying to bend the rules. And I think this should be what do you call it? What's the name? There should be. Is it precautions? Is that the English word
for?
If you don't follow the rules, if the video shows after the game, let's say you dived, let's say you try to,
you're talking about being sanctioned.
Yeah, you try to trick the referee in one way or another. PGMOL should be so clear every time. They will go through the full 90 after every game, and if they see players trying to manipulate and trying to fool the referees, they should just go in. One game ban right away. You dived, 1 game ban. You can't play the next one. You try to go for it. So again, just get the players on board. Follow the rules.
I think half the players would be banned now if we did that.
Yes, but I don't care. I don't care.
And
it will be mayhem for 10 games, and then everything will settle and things will start to be better. I don't know. I'm just trying to think outside the box, because it's not just the accountability. It's not just on the umpires, the referees. It's also on the players.
Yeah, I think the problem with football is that
repercussions. That's the name I was looking for. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, sanctions, repercussions, same thing.
Yeah.
You kind of. But the problem is, like, we all love football because we like the jeopardy of it. I love the game because I like the jeopardy of it. I like it that you can play any team and get turned over by any team. I like that fact that you can go in and have an off day and then that's it. You can be in real trouble. Yeah. I think I'm kind of with the refereeing, although I'm fed up with it. And I'm fed up with, the rules that IFAB keep changing and keep bringing in. I'm fed up with the inconsistency. I'm fed up with a lot of stuff. We can't do without them for a start. So we're stuck with referees. So you've got to help them more. And maybe we need more of them. Maybe we need, as I said, 4 sets of linos plus 2 behind the goal line. So so we got 7. In total, so you got the referee in the middle, 4 line, and 8 if you count the 4th official. Maybe the 4th official should be able to step in more, because the 4th official's watching the game on the sidelines. Maybe if he sees a mistake, he should step in and say, "Whoa, you've made an error here. Blow up," and he can blow up and overrule the referee. I don't know. The problem is Spurs will find a way. I'm just saying it's Leeds 1, Spurs 1. Players will find a way. They always find a way to cheat and to manipulate themselves through games. I've done it myself. I do it. I do it all the time. You try the dark arts all the time. So the 2 pairs of eyes that a ref in the middle has, it just isn't enough. And the 2 pairs of eyes that you get on either side of the linesman, they don't help the ref, because they're there for specifics: offsides, fouls in their quadrants, throw-ins, outline corners. That's what they're there for. They're not there to help. The referee's the one.
Right now they are not linesmen. They are assistant referees, so they are allowed, like the linesman or the assistant referee can give a direct red card himself without telling the referee.
Never happened in a million years, though.
Well, they can't. They have the authority.
But it'll never happen in a million years, will it? Because it's never been. They haven't even. A linesman hasn't officially given out a yellow card, have they? So it won't happen. So maybe the fourth official needs to get involved more. Maybe he has to, look at that.
Yeah. And by the way, PGMOL, for those who wondering, it stands for Professional Game Match Official Limited. So not very professional in my eyes. Let's bring in Mark. Welcome to the show, Mark Langridge. How are you, my friend?
I'm here at last. I've done my netball duties of scoring, so I'm ready to go.
Oh, did you score?
Yeah, I'm the scorer for my other half netball team when I'm not coaching, and unfortunately that's for the next year. Well, I'm in negotiations with a new team. So
okay.
Yeah, my friend works for Worthing. Obviously, they've just been promoted to the National League, and I've got to go along next week. So I'll be doing it for a National League team now. So
well done.
Wow. It's good. Just to update you a little bit on the debate we are talking about now is what can VAR or the PGMOL do with the latest controversies? How can they improve? And also another question is we saw this came out about let's just bring it up. So no, I removed it. Sorry. Just one of those days. There you go. Here you go. So this is the topic of the show. Justin West Ham set to contact referees body PGMOL after their late equaliser against Arsenal was disallowed. The club will raise concerns and request further clarifications over the controversial decision. And they will also ask for the audio between Chris Kavanagh and Darren England. So we're just talking about what could be the outcome from this and what can I actually do to improve. I mentioned that we can hold the players accountable. Every time they make a mistake, they can go in afterwards and just give them 1 game ban for not following the rules the way the game is meant to be played. And also, Stu mentioned we could go into, like, let's say 7 officials in 1 game. 4 assistant referees, the 4th official with more influence and less VAR. I don't know. What's your take on it?
I have a few takes on this. I've listened to the Gary Neville podcast live from the game, and obviously they were listening to the audio because Sky gets to listen to the conversation. And apparently Darren England done everything, because you need to remember Darren England is the official that made the biggest cock up so far in the Premier League with the Tottenham Liverpool game on the VAR decision, right? Yeah. So he does his job flawlessly now because do you know what I mean? You can't make another mistake doing that. And basically, did he make the wrong decision? He didn't. Now, he makes the right decision based on the rules, but we all know it's the wrong decision based on how many goals are being allowed for that this season, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he made the wrong decision. So I can understand where they're coming from. I think there's one easy way to fix VAR, and it's tried, tested, and absolutely works. You go full rugby, and both sides of conversation are played live on the speaker in the stadium, like TMI in rugby. There's no hiding. Everyone knows what's going on. You're not gonna try and sway. How should I put it? Sometimes you feel like they're going to have a conversation and try and sway them in the way of the decision. If it's live to the audience, if you like, that's gone, and it works flawlessly in rugby.
You want more transparency?
Yeah, of course you do, because how many times have we heard a referee sort of come out after they're not doing it and went, "Well, I protected my mate," because at the end of the day, he's made a mistake, but I don't want to make him look stupid for a clear and obvious error. But that word "clear and obvious" obviously means nothing anymore, right? Because we go back 5 minutes, and if it takes 10 minutes to watch it, multiple angles, how is that clear and obvious? So all the rules.
5 minutes, 37 seconds was the time it took.
Yeah, but didn't United have almost 10 minutes on a VAR decision last season?
Yeah.
That's not clear and obvious. But it's only in England this happens. That's why the last 2 international tournaments, we did not have a referee from our country because we're not applying the rules as written by IFAB. We're adapting them to our own. Oh, but Premier League's different. What? Because it's faster. The contact's still contact. The touch is still touch. So, yeah, I think we just need to actually be stricter because we're talking about one of the most controversial decisions now ever in the Premier League. Arsenal have basically won the league from that. I would say if they drew, they lose it. But Tottenham have probably stayed in the division because a draw would have given West Ham a much bigger chance of staying up. All from one decision.
You see, Gary Neville said that yesterday, didn't he? He goes, "Oh, it's a seismic decision."
Absolutely,
it wasn't. It was right. Effectively, they got it right. The issue is the seismic nature of it isn't the decision.
It's what they've created over the season.
Yeah, it's what happened over the season. That's the thing, and I think we're all losing. We're losing that fact. The reality was he got it right yesterday. I know it took him 5 minutes. I don't know what else they were looking at, to be honest. There was loads of pushing.
How about the 3 fouls before it even gets?
There was loads of pushing and shoving. Yeah, loads of pushing and shoving.
Saliba puts one of them to the deck.
He does.
Hands on to the deck.
So does Rice. Rice drops him as well. And then you got Trossard on Pablo. They were, Pablo manages to get out of it, and away he goes. Then you got Todibo grabbing Raya's shirt. That's it alone. Is he not?
Like that picture there, Raya is not making an attempt to catch the ball. Look how off balance his hips to his shoulder are.
Yeah, but he
hasn't made an attempt to jump. He's pushing into the player with his body.
But you got Todibo
and then going for the ball. That's not a catching position.
You've got Todibo grabbing him here already, and that alone is enough to blow the whistle and not give the goal. I don't know what they were dicking about with, but 5 minutes, 6 minutes, I haven't got a fucking clue. I could tell straight away as soon as I showed the slow motion. I said that's not allowed.
Declan Rice, grabbing hold of Mavropanos like that. He looks like he's into wrestling. It's WrestleMania 5. It's not.
It wasn't the first foul. That wasn't the first foul. The first foul was on Raya, and therein lies the issue. Therein lies the problem. If Rice had done that, I mean, look at Todibo. He's got hold of Raya. You've got fuck knows who that is under his arm. I can't even. I can't
it's
see
Trossard. Trossard, I think, is with Todibo there. Yeah, but Trossard didn't even look at the ball. He's just standing there trying to grab hold of Todibo. You can clearly see it if you see it from a different angle.
Yeah, Trossard is holding Todibo around the waist. Rice is pinned, I think, Fernandez. And there's another one in front of the goalkeeper who's on the floor. And you can see his foot there where they're lying on the floor. So all of them are fouls.
They're all fouls, every single one of them. But it's the goalkeeper that gets protected. It's whether we like it or not, and I don't like it, it's right. The call was right.
But if we now wound back time to the very first game of the season when this happened to Bayern Deer, Arsenal wouldn't be top of the league for that one decision. Just one decision.
But again, they were saying, so they were saying today on Sky Sports, Jamie Carragher, it's just what he was saying. They hadn't grabbed him. They'd manipulated him, which I don't agree with. The manipulation is still interfering with the goalkeeper. So, and they're saying,
Jamie Carragher's saying it's not a foul on the goalkeeper.
Basically, Bayern Deer should have done better. And same with Martinez when he was elbowed or looked like he was elbowed by Gabriel.
Okay, so you go to another game. What about Kyle Walker, Martinez? Well, they've already said that wasn't a foul. Well, we've got it right here, and they blew it. So.
Well, we know that. This is the inconsistency of it. And then he went back about 3 years where one was given, one was chalked off. I can't remember which one. I think it was a Leicester game. I think it was.
You only need to go back to July. When the referees go around all the clubs in pre-season, telling them about all the rule changes, what is going to be and what isn't going to be. We are going to heavily penalise this season, pulling in the box.
But they never will. They never will because it happens all the time.
No, we've gone from them saying that to the most wrestling kind of season we've seen from every team now. Everyone grabbing.
We're the only one that doesn't do it when we attack.
Well, but the other week, Lemen's got pushed into his net.
Yeah, I know.
Just before it's taken, comes back out, looks for the player that's done it. So now and then the corner's taken as he's looking. So he's lost his focus, right? Now you can't tell me that's not interfering.
No, it is interfering. Somebody said today, heard somebody say today, what you should do, you shouldn't allow players in the 6-yard box before the before the corner kick's taken. Great. Just give the attacker the fucking run on the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I'd love that. I can see where I need to run to. And if he steps across me, he's deliberately blocked me.
Exactly, fucking clowns. I mean, honestly, there isn't a way to get around it, unfortunately, because you know as well as I do, Mark, and you do, Jarvis, as well. If you come anywhere near me, I am grabbing you for a corner. I'm doing it. I'm grabbing you, and I'm going to
at least putting my forearm on my
arm to stop me as well. Yes,
fucking go around me. Go around me. You know, saying that.
Yeah, exactly. And that happens week in, week out from step 12, or whatever the lowest step is, up until the Premier League. It happens all the time, and I don't agree with it, but it happens.
Yes.
I don't know where Mark's gone.
Did Mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
It happens, and it's wrong. It is wrong. But as footballers, we like it. We like the hustle and bustle and the roughness of it. You know, I've always said the goalkeepers have been overprotected, always, because they're the only ones that can grab the ball.
Well, I manipulated this rule this season with my 18s. We've got a little one where we get everyone together in a group, so it's really hard to be marked, right? But we do it on the corner of the 18-yard box, short towards the I've done that. Yeah. But then I put 2 players on the goalkeeper. But I'm like, I don't want you to touch that goalkeeper. That is your instructions. You stand there. Do not touch anyone. They let them touch you as much as you want, because from the sidelines, all I'm going to be shouting is, ref, push in, ref, because they can't move you.
Do you know what the issue is with goalkeepers, Mark? They don't come out into the middle of the 6-yard box, which is where they should be. They stay on the goal line.
Yeah, and I'm standing well off my goal line, and I tell all my goalkeepers to do that.
You are 2 to 3 yards off, so that when they do, so there's people around you. So you get your defenders, some of your defenders behind you to your left or whichever it is, your right, whichever you are, and vice versa. And that's how you do it. And that's how I coach my kids. That's what I want. I want you to surround the goalkeeper because you're protecting him. You've got to protect him first. And then as long as you get a kind of line in front of your goalkeeper as well, a protective line in front of you, they've got to push you to get at the goalkeeper.
Yep. And they can push you into the goal.
Push you into the goalkeeper, foul. Because
if you can get between the goalkeeper and your defender, so you're sandwiched by the 2, right, that's fine.
As a striker, where do you want to be?
If you get the defender, the goalkeeper, the defender, then you, I don't need to foul the goalkeeper, but I can push my defender into his own player and not be a foul.
Yeah, correct. If you're the striker, you want to get in between. You want to get in between me and the goalkeeper, and I get that. So, and that's where you try and do it, but we don't do that. Lamens, you're right about Lamens was pushed into the goal. What's he doing on the fucking goal line anyway?
Yeah. Well, that's because I think they protect from. There was so many.
They protect from there.
In-swingers, weren't there? There were so many of those in-swingers.
Yeah. They protect from
obviously, next season, corners is going to be heavily looked at from the Premier League. It's got to be. When you look at the amount of goals that have been scored from it.
Yeah, they'll have to start probably from the World Cup, I would think.
Because it's interesting. Long throws. Brentford have got their guy, haven't they? And others. They're launching it in, but it's blown up every time you push. So what's the difference between a corner and a long throw? Absolutely nothing, right? This season. But yet the way they're penalising it massively.
I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm just going to share this short snippet. I just want to share with you. You see here.
In the game, it's different. You have to be smart,
Foul. It's a foul. You can teach him all he wants, all that. It's a blatant foul.
I cannot push.
No, not if the player's got his hand on you. You can remove their hand from pushing you.
50-50.
But he won't, will he? A player, or just use his shoulder, because that's all I ever do in the box. I use my shoulder until I can find the right way to get his shirt, and I'll grab his shirt here.
You have to be ready all the
It's a
time.
hand
They're
on
just
the hip.
training
You
on how.
need.
Defending.
If you can put your hand on their hip and push their hip out, you
Yes.
put them off balance.
Of course you do.
And your body, the human body, has that natural pivot point there. So
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
It's the same with
It's
the elbow.
kind, it's kind of
The elbow
bizarre,
will
you know.
always
You're
be
bringing in,
long
yeah, but it's kind of bizarre. You're bringing in MMA
bizarre.
fighters
Yeah.
to teach footballers how to fight in the box. You know, for me, it looks wrong. Yeah, I agree, Bilal. Guys, I don't want to. We did a full show on this. We have done already 40 minutes on this, so I want to move on because time flies every time on Jarvis's Corner. I want to talk a little bit about the next thing, and there have been some speculation today about Iraola and Carrick, and the thing is, we have been linked more and more to Iraola, and you know the structure. The guys in suits haven't made up their mind. At least officially yet when it comes to Carrick. So I'm just going to ask you quickly, who would you prefer to come in? Iraola for the next 3 years or Carrick for the next 3 years? Mark, you can go first if you like.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Iraola is a great manager, but he's not a big enough upgrade on Michael Carrick for me. It's not just us he's been linked with, he's been linked with the Tottenham job. So hang on, Tottenham are about to get relegated. We've just finished third. How can the same manager be linked with those two teams? It's now just press talk. But for me, and I think a lot of people coming around, if it's not a Nagelsmann, if it's not an Enrique, if it's not an Ancelotti, then I'd rather take the gamble on Carrick. Because he has done the job. Has he done a great job? No. But he's done what, you know, it said on the card, right? This is what we need for you to do. Can you do this? Yes, I can. And he's gone and done it. But I wouldn't even take a Xavi Alonso to Man United because he hasn't done enough to get there. So if it's true that he's been linked with the Chelsea job, happy days, because he'll fail there as well. So no, I would stick with Carrick, Jarvis.
Okay.
Just purely because we're talking about experience of dealing with high-profile players, attracting high-profile players, European experience, European winners. He doesn't tick those boxes. So no. Carrick actually has more experience as a player in that area than Iraola does as a manager or a player back in the day.
Yeah, that's a fair point, and you know, I'm just asking because there are some things that makes me wanna pick Iraola, and it's down to experience for me. I think he's done well. Both in the Primera División and in the Premier League. He's you know, Bournemouth is a very, very small club. They should be fighting relegation if, you know, being in the Premier League at all, you know, and people got to realize this. It's not usual that teams at their size can be competitive in the Premier League. At least the most influential and the league with the most money in the world. So the structure that they have put together with Iraola and his team, you know, we have brilliant players. We talk about Alex Scott. We talk about Smith. We talk about Kupi. We talk about Ederson. No, Evan Nilsson. We talk about what's the fullback's name? Truffert. So many good players, you know, and none of them are big name players. They are just working really hard for the manager, and they have set together a set system. So it's kind of a system manager, and yeah, I feel that maybe Iraola has more experience than Carrick, and that will tip the scale for me. Because
let me ask you both this then.
But let me just finish my thought, Stu. But what we don't know with Carrick is how will the players react when things starts to go sour, if things starts to go bad with Carrick. Will they respect him, or will they throw him under the bus? And another thing, will the men in suits, will Wilcox, Berada, will Sir Jim Ratcliffe, will they respect Carrick if he has demands? If he comes in and says, I need that player, I need strengthening, I need more money, will he be the guy who can come in and they will listen to him? Or will he just be a yes man and he will be pushed under the bus as soon as things starts going bad? For me, I fear that they probably feel that Carrick is easier to manipulate, is easier to work with, easier for them to get their way, and he won't be that stubborn and demanding. So, and I don't want that. I want a manager who can come in and set demands, put pressure on the club, put pressure on Wilcox, because Wilcox is he's incompetent in many ways. And I don't think Sir Jim is the best owner either. I think he puts his nose into everybody's business and tries to have a word. And he's an old billionaire. That's what he is. He knows nothing about football. So again, why should he have a say? So for me, I think a more experienced manager probably would be better. And right now, by the options we have, Iraola is, for me, the best option. We will never get what's his name? The guy who wants to, the Brazilian coach.
No, I don't think we will get Ancelotti. But would you not? But this is the thing about Iraola. He made a decision to leave.
Mm-hmm. He's got something lined up.
He must have. He must have somewhere to go.
You don't make that decision. Oh, the director of football's leaving as well. So I don't know if people know that. Former player, 15 years there. He's
you should get their whole structure.
Manager and director of football.
Yeah, but I'm wondering.
You should get both.
But I'm wondering with him making a decision. Well, I'm guessing January, because they got Rosa in very, very quickly. Very quickly. They got him within 2 weeks, didn't they? My suggestion is he's got somewhere to go. He's got somewhere lined up. Because I don't think anyone as smart as him would just leave a job and not have anywhere to go. And when you look at the managerial merry-go-round that's about to ensue, you've got completely out of the blue, Jose is very strongly linked back to Real Madrid. So Fika opens up. Luis Enrique is in his last year, isn't he? Next season, I think. Now, PSG may or may not open up.
I think he's getting a big 5-year contract whacked
I think he's getting
in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think when they win the
back-to-back Champions League, so I think there's a 5-year deal coming his way.
Yeah, the first since Real Madrid, aren't they? I think there's a big deal coming. So, talking about being a serious club, we've got to go and we've got to get the very, very best. You've got to go and put the money on the fucking table and get the very, very best.
We don't need to get the best, but we need to fucking try.
Oh, we've certainly got to try. I mean,
it needs to be made known so people back the club and go, we went for Ancelotti, he said no, and you get it out in the papers. United have made an offer.
We could go for Davide. I think he's a very, very astute, very fucking astute, more astute than I realised. I'm not saying you get him in as manager, but I'm saying you get him in as a fucking coach, because fuck me.
But what I will say is that something I feel massively overlooked, not on this channel, but by a lot of people. We go on about Iraola, we go on about clubs like a Brentford, a Bournemouth, a Brighton. They get these players, they work so bloody hard for the managers and that. But that's because they want a big club to come in for them. Doesn't matter if it's the manager wants a big club to come in for him or the player wants a big club. So that's a marriage made in heaven, isn't it? I've got players who want to move on. I've got manager who wants to show he's good enough to be at the top. So that works. But then one of them comes to a big club and 9 times out of 10, it goes wrong because they haven't dealt with ego, massive egos. They've dealt with people who are like, yeah, boss, I'll do that for you. I'll run through a brick wall. Instead of You're having a fucking laugh. I'm not doing that. I've never had to do that. Why would I do that now? And that's Manchester United. And it's got to be because we've had Jose. Now, that guy, there's not a manager that we would link to this club who really outshines Jose in his prime. We've had Ollie, who's won everything as a player.
There aren't many out there.
No, Ollie won everything as a player. Now, if you're looking for respect from someone who's been there and done it, well, you've got to start somewhere. Ancelotti went in at AC Milan straight after playing.
Yeah, he started at AC Milan, yeah.
But he had the respect because he achieved everything as a player. But he went somewhere that gave him the opportunity to grow. But he also had a great team. If you actually look back at Ancelotti, he was very Pep-esque. He went into a club with unbelievable players. And we're talking that was the Rijkaards and everyone like that, wasn't it? Van Basten.
Yeah, they had Van Basten and had Hullet, didn't they?
Very similar to the Man City story with a Pep. Yeah. And therefore, he just keeps going. And he never dropped to a low level. Every team he went to, he's one of the best teams in that league.
Apart from Everton.
And everyone knows, let's be fair, that was a money deal.
He did well at Everton.
He did well at Everton. And the only person who's done better than him is David Moyes in both his sittings.
Yeah.
So it proves that you've got to give someone a chance. And that's where I'm saying Iraola to Carrick, it's a gamble one way or another. But if it goes wrong, everyone's going to turn around and say, should have given it to Carrick if you go for Iraola.
Look, for me,
you've got to stop, Stu. That's the point I'm trying to make. You've got to, whoever you appoint, you must have out of your head. If it goes wrong, we should have stuck with Carrick. That can't be in your head when you.
No. I don't want Carrick anywhere. Made it very, very clear. The only solution to Manchester United is Ancelotti, unless you can maybe get Luis Enrique, which is probably the best manager.
And I'm 101% with you on that. They're my two.
He's the only solution for stability, because you've got to talk about stability, because we haven't had stability since Sir Alex. And we all know that because we're changing manager every 3 years, 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
Ollie was 2.5. No, Amarin's less, isn't he? What's Amarin?
Amarin, 1.5 years. He only had a year.
So we've hit a year and a half.
Yeah.
So we're going to be even less. We're going to be as bad as Watford. Watford have gone through their 99th manager, haven't they, again, or something? I know.
As I keep saying, Amarin could have got us in this position. I know people don't believe it, but he still had. He left in Champions League position.
We did think. Me and Jarvis have said, Carrick hasn't elevated us. We talked about it the other week, weren't we, pal?
No, the results are good, but the performance has been bad. Yeah,
and some of the results haven't been good either.
No, I mean Sunderland was awful. We expect. I said it'd be terrible, didn't I, pal? I said we'd draw the game. I knew it. I could just fucking.
Yeah, I done mine. Mine was like play the kids. My thumbnail was play the kids, thinking that for me is a better option for playing fringe players.
Yeah, that's what we thought, but it didn't come to.
But he couldn't because of, as Danny. I don't know if Danny's in the chat. Yeah, he is. Pointed out they only played the day before, and because with the 21s and all the games coming up, they played too many minutes.
And they've got a lot. They've got the same this week again, haven't they? I think they've got cup finals, haven't they? And finals.
You've got the FA Cup final and the PL2
final, haven't they? Yeah.
The next day.
For 2 days, yeah. All in space of 2 days.
So now they're going to have to play 2 games in 2 days.
Yeah.
So it's just wrong. But I thought we made a lot of mistakes, and that's on the manager. But also it was good mistakes because now it showed. Well, look, they're clearly not fucking good enough because we made 5 changes and these are meant to be first team players, and we can't beat Sunderland, who got done 5-0 by relegation fodder Forest 2 weeks before.
Paul, are you serious about that one, Paul? Or I'm just asking, mate. Everyone's entitled to their choice. Well, by the way, there was 13 minutes of injury time between Leeds and Tottenham.
Still 1-1.
Minutes.
Still 1-1.
Why there was 13 minutes?
Pochettino basically ruled himself out of the Man United job. If you listen to his interview 14. On the overlap.
And by the way, guys, the poll. I made a poll. Who would you prefer as the next manager? And there's only 2 choices. It's Carrick and Iraola. And right now it's very close. It's 55% of you wants Carrick, and 45 wants Iraola. I'm just gonna leave it for 5 more minutes. So get your votes in if you haven't voted, because I want to know more where you guys stand, because I feel like even we on the panel, we have different opinions. And okay, it's not about us not getting behind Carrick and supporting the manager, but at the moment he's just an interim. He's not our manager. But if he gets the job, I will obviously stand behind him and support him as best as I can. But at the moment, I think we should have a debate on where do we go from here, because this appointment won't just affect us now and in the summer. It will affect us for maybe the next 2, 3, 4 years, and it could quite easily just set us back 2 years, and we will be back to after sacking Ollie. The squad will be in disarray, and everything will be difficult to solve. So again, it's a debate that we need to have. So I wanna know where you are and get your votes in. Oh, by the way, now Carrick bumped up to 59%. So I think the majority of you guys want Carrick to stay on. By the way, big up Rich, good to see you. And
Rich,
guys, smash the like. Yeah. Well, the thing is, out of the Trevor, the thing is, out of the options we have been linked to, maybe Nagelsmann could have been on that list, but besides him, I don't see anyone else who can come in and get the job at the moment. It's Iraola or Carrick, or maybe Nagelsmann for me, according to the rumors. So, yeah, and do as
I want to know where the
Tollerbook
Nagelsmann ones come from, because he's still the German manager.
I haven't seen
So
that.
And yes, okay, he hasn't signed a contract, but he's not out of contract with Germany either. So it is a weird, but all of a sudden he's been touted around. But because, like I say, Xavi Alonso not being touted around to us, is that just because he's ex-Liverpool? Maybe. Poch, which has obviously come up in the chat, he wasn't being touted around, but after the overlap, I can understand why not. After going on there and what he sort of said, he wants to come back to the Premier League, but
we're fishing in a small pool again, aren't we? Because Chelsea need a manager, Real Madrid need a manager. We're fishing in a small pool.
Yeah, and talking about Chelsea, they were linked to Alonso. There came a bomba from who was it? Was it Whitwell came out and said that Chelsea are looking at?
I think it's Ornstein's even had something to say about it. So
I saw it. They were going with Iraola, what was it, Alonso and Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann was on that list.
Yeah, but according to the report that came out tonight, was Alonso is the front runner as far as I could see. But Iraola is still an option, according to the report.
David Ornstein, Chelsea exploring deal to appoint Xavi Alonso as the next head coach. 44-year-old Real Madrid boss, understood to be open to the possibility, although nothing decided yet. But Ornstein don't put anything out unless he knows that,
Yeah, he's the best one.
There must have been a conversation, a sit down, or something with intermediaries. Would you take the job? Yes, he would take the job.
Probably, I think. Yeah, but I mean, he's out of work, isn't he? So.
Yeah, but I mean, Ornstein's not the type to just chuck it out there, because that's how he gets his credibility.
No, but I mean, maybe that's because Slot isn't going anywhere. Who knows? I think he was odds on for Scouts, wasn't he?
Well, I think that was again just because. Like he's
exactly.
But yeah, Mourinho's been linked with the Real Madrid job by Ornstein as well.
It's it's quite close apparently, that one.
Yeah,
but they all thought, you see, everybody 6 weeks ago was saying Klopp was a cert for that.
No, I don't think Klopp comes back. I think he's enjoying his RB stuff. But
I don't think he comes back either.
No,
so.
Full-time Spurs against Leeds 1-1 officially now. So if you look at the Premier League table, let's just have a quick look how the standing is at the moment. So where do you go? I have to scroll down a little bit.
Quite a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just share this one for you guys, and we can look at the table together.
2 points.
Oh, we got to remove the comments. So Wolves is obviously going down, Burnley, but West Ham is sitting on 36, and Spurs are currently sitting on 38. So there's still hope for West Ham, but they need to win at least one of the last 2 games, and Spurs needs to drop points in both of them.
Spurs need to lose both games.
Yeah,
West Ham need to win both. That's the only way. Like, it's exactly the same as that's really weird because both top and bottom are in the same boat.
Yeah,
that's weird. Yeah. That's never happened before. That's absolutely weird. Now, coming to Manchester United, where we are, I need 1 draw and a loss, and I'm on the button with 66 because we're on 65 at the minute. So I'm as close as it's going to be. Mark, you can't make it, can you? No, you can't make it.
Yeah, 69, 2 games left, 3 and a draw.
You need a win and a loss, don't you?
No, a win and a draw.
Win and a draw,
aren't we?
No, that takes you 70. So you need.
No, that's 4 points.
65.
I check 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw.
Didn't you? Yeah, you need a point and a draw. Interesting.
I can still get my magic 69.
I could get my 60. I could get my 66 here. I'm with a real shout. I am.
So, but for real now, at the moment, I think Spurs are safe. I think they're not going down.
Who's got who? Because
West Ham. I don't know, guys. Who do they have in the 2 last games?
Because if Tottenham lose one of their last 2. And West Ham win both of them, West Ham will stay above them.
West Ham have got Newcastle and Leeds.
Tottenham can't afford a loss.
They can't. Tottenham can't afford a draw either, really.
Well, no, I think a draw and a win would.
No, see, Tottenham have got Chelsea. Now, Tottenham have got Chelsea and Everton. I think West Ham's got the more favourable.
West Ham have Newcastle and Leeds, according to United till I die. Yeah. Both of them are winnable games for West Ham, I would say. Newcastle are not looking good at the moment.
No, Newcastle aren't, no.
And I don't want to be cynical, but there's a lot of managers who would rather see Tottenham drop out the league to free up their players. Do you know what I mean? So Everton are going for Europe. They're going to put out a strong side. Newcastle, strong. All of these teams can't afford to rest players because we all know what happened on the last day of the season last year.
Yeah, don't forget, there's no way there'll be a mass exodus of Tottenham either because they're all under contract. There'll be 0 relegation clause in that. 0 relegation. There won't even be a penalty on finance for these players. There's absolutely no way there's a relegation clause in any Tottenham contract.
No, they've all got a 50% wage cut put in by Thingy when he signs them, and to keep stability through the club. Yeah. And then now he's left, but of course it's already in the contract. And I think that's one of the smartest things I've ever heard. Cut their wages rather than release them.
Yeah, he was fucking smart. Was Daniel Levy fucking smart?
So that's what happens when you work in the dining sector.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Things go up, things go down.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. So,
yeah. Next topic, I want to talk a little bit about the 5 signings that came out tonight. I think it was Laurie Whitwell and the Athletic saying that Man United are going for 5 signings. 3 midfielders, 1 left back, and 1 backup striker, and maybe a backup goalkeeper if we need.
And we will, because Heaton's going to retire.
Yes, but we could bring back what's his name?
Not happening. Vitek is not going to go from a starting position to being a 3rd choice at a Premier League club.
We own him, so we do whatever we like. He has a contract at Man United, so if we need him, we can bring him back. That's just the way it is.
We can bring him back, but he'll stand transfer request. There you go.
Yeah, well, then you say, doesn't matter. You play for us, so you honor your contract, or
we don't do consequences. We don't do that, though, do we? This is the point.
I don't work out with we're actually a proper professional football club. So, you know, he knew that right away. As long as he signed that contract, he plays for Man United.
We don't do that, old friend. We've been talking about it for years. We've let fucking Sancho walk all over us, Rashford walk all over us, Garnacho walk all over us. Hundreds of players walk all over us.
It has to stop. You know, we can't keep doing it.
We don't do. Yeah, we should do it.
When you're a goalkeeper, you can't treat a goalkeeper like that. Goalkeeper on low confidence, you would never put in. Goalkeeper not playing, who's spent a season to get his name out there. You put him on loan. He's been a player of the month for multiple things. Div 1 teams are going to want him. Championship teams are going to want him. And you're going to make him your third choice goalkeeper. Even if you'd have to make him second choice and drop Bayindir and try and sell Bayindir as well.
He's going as
maybe B or someone like that from the youth team.
We sold Bayindir already. We sold him to Turkey.
Yeah.
Didn't we? Back to Turkey. He's gone. He's done.
I don't think it's official yet, but he will leave. He will leave.
So the thing is, but you also have to stay in the competitions to play him. So you have to stay in the FA Cup, you have to stay in the Carabao Cup, and progress through in your Champions League. So he gets 4 games. Once you've won the first 4, he plays the second 4 because you'll be through. Then happy days. And he's a very, very good goalkeeper. Him and Lemons are very similar.
You've got to get rid of Onana though, haven't you? So that's a problem. I am Jamie. I am on the cranberry juice tonight. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. But you know, being second choice Man United is not the worst job in the world. You know, how is he supposed to complain and go on a strike and request a transfer? You know, get a grip, man. You know, I don't think so.
Well enough for Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson causes us many a problem when he done it because he wanted first team football. It's very hard, Jarvis, because when you're a goalkeeper, you can't play in any other fucking position. You can be a right back and get a chance to play at left back. You can be a centre midfielder. There's 2 of them. You can be a striker who can play a forward. As a goalkeeper, if you have aspects of being a pro, being the best of the best, you have to ask for a move.
The thing we can't do is I don't want us to spend any money on a reserve goalkeeper because I know that money will be tight this summer, and if we are going for the first choices, it will be a bargain. We will sit there and try to haggle all summer long. We have the World Cup, so it will be, the time will be short, and we know that the money is tight. So again, we need every little million we can get, and maybe we could fix it by finding a loan deal, lending a goalkeeper from a different club. You know, someone who's willing to sit on the bench. And
that's the thing, isn't it? It's about being willing to sit on the bench or being willing or wanting to start for someone. I'd rather drop down a division and start than sit on the bench and wait for a chance.
I would say with VTech, that's so far down our list of priorities.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
We've got other bigger issues than a second goalkeeper. And Bayindir goes, what we do with Onana, fuck knows. And I would like to see VTech come in. I would like to see him play a few games, for the first team for us.
I know people are going to say Raymond van der Hal because I've seen that pop up in the chat. And who was the one with De Gea who played all of them?
Yeah, we had the greatest Argentine.
The Argentinian guy, Romero.
Brilliant. Romero, brilliant. He was brilliant.
We were competing on every aspect to semi-finals and that with these guys, or to finals. So they had so many games they could play.
Yeah,
Man United went out to Grimsby and Brighton in the first round of both competitions this year.
Yeah.
So second choice goalkeepers wouldn't have got played. You know, so it's a fear. You've got to have a fear of going, am I going to play?
Yeah, but we got to sort our midfield out first before we bother with second string goalkeeper.
No, but that's what Jarvis is saying. A second string goalkeeper that's coming back under contract, that's fine. Yeah. But he might want to
sort our midfield out. Yeah, we've got to sort our midfield out first. That's our key area. Once you do that, then you can go and do whatever else you need to do. Our midfield has got to take priority over fullback.
Go on then, Jarvis. Who are these 5 players?
Well, we have been talking the midfielders to death, but we will never stop talking about the midfielders. And guys, I want to show you something that I find interesting. So let's just do some stats. I know you guys love this. So I don't know if you see this. This is Matheus Fernandes this season, and if you look here, this is his forward passes. That's forward passes. That's 54.4%. And key passes, that's 43%. Progressive passes, 61%. That's quite high. Carrying is not the best. So that's let's see, what's carries 53%. But I want to compare him with a player that we have been linked to, and that's Ederson.
Jarvis, they're not percentages; they're percentiles. So that's saying
percentiles. Yes.
So that's 60%. The average of all players, he's 60% on the average of those in that league. When you look at a percentile, you want the 100 is the best, right? Best player.
Yes.
Because no one gets up there. If he's 60, he's average. 40 to 60 is average Premier League stats.
But this is just a visual. I want to show you guys the differences between the players. So now you see in the light blue, that's Ederson. He's better when it comes to forward passes. He's better when it comes to key passes. Better when it comes to progressive passes. He's worse when it comes to duels than Fernandes. He's worse when it comes to possession one. He's better with the carrying and better with forward passes. So you see, it's a different type of profile of player compared to Fernandes. So this is what you get if you go for a player like Ederson.
Well, that's because one's a 6 and one's an 8.
Yeah, basically. So who should we compare Fernandes with? Are we talking about Mainu, Elliot Anderson? Who do you want to see? Alex Scott?
We deserve better, says Pop Gomez from João Gomez from Wolves.
Well, João Gomez, you'll have to put against Ederson because they're holding midfielders. Fernandes, you would put against a Mainu or Walton or someone like that, I would say.
You know, Mark, Ederson's played only 10 times holding midfielder this season. Apparently, he's played the rest as an 8.
He actually hasn't played enough games this season.
No, not enough games. I know he hasn't, but you know what I mean. He's played more as an 8 for some reason.
Yeah. But then again, it's a different league, isn't it, Stu? The Italian league's a different setup.
I like Fernandes from 84 mil though, no chance. Yeah, I agree.
So this is Gomez in red and Fernandes. So carrying, Gomez is better and a little bit better when it comes to possession one. Basically the same when it comes to duels. Progressive passes, Fernandes is better. Key passes, Fernandes is better. So I would say that Fernandes is a better passer on the ball than João Gomez.
He's a better option for us. But it depends what West Ham want for him.
A lot of us were saying, like when West Ham played Fernandes against us, he was playing in a 10. So that's what I'm saying. He's an 8-10, in my opinion.
Yesterday, I think he played like as a 6 or the deep line playmaker or whatever against Arsenal.
He played deeper yesterday. Yeah.
But when you're looking at a passing stat, and we think like he was playing as a creative midfielder against us. But if you're looking to counter-attack against someone like Arsenal, actually like we did with Bruno, we played him in that 8 under Amorim and had forward runners so he could pick those runners out. So he's definitely a utility player. Utility players aren't always the best because what is your position?
But this is where it gets interesting, guys, because this is Kobbie Mainoo in green. And let's just remove Fernandes and look at Kobbie Mainoo. So we need someone who can complement Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo, good when it comes to forward passes, medium plus when it comes to key passes, forward passes, his medium carrying. That's one of his strengths. Possession wins, duels, but progressive passes. We know that Kobbie Mainoo can't play that through ball, that long switch, and this is where Kobbie Mainoo struggles.
Bruno, because Bruno drops deep to get the ball, so he doesn't progress it. It just gets given to Bruno. Even Casemiro's progressive pass is a long ball down the channel. That's probably his only progressive pass that he plays. A blind ball down the channel, because we've seen that so many times.
But what we need is someone who can complement Kobe Mainu.
But then you're going to play 2 8s. You'll have to play 2 8s, 2 10s, and 1 striker if you're going to complement Kobe Mainu, because a 6 won't do it.
If you're playing 3, there's only one team that's ever got this combination right, and that's Real Madrid. A winner. No, but I'm just saying, in history, a winner in a 6 who wins the ball, passes it to one person who either passes.
Yeah, you're talking about Casemiro, Kroner, and Modric. That's what I'm saying.
Even before that, when they had a Makaleli doing that role, and you go back through history, they are set to work that way.
You've got to play, but you'll have to play 2 8s. You have to play a 6,
look at Wharton.
2 10s and striker.
Well, that's why they complement each other.
It looks like Wharton complements Kobe Mainu pretty well.
That's why they play together for the under-20s, under 19s, under 18s, under 17s for England.
It's too stiff for me, though. It's too upright.
But Wharton is better. He wins the duels. He wins the possession. He knows how to play the progressive passes and key passes. And Kobe Mainu is forward passing and carrying.
Actually, no, I don't agree with that at all, because Wharton plays a hell of a lot of forward passes.
It's a bit upright for me.
No, but I don't know what's the difference between forward passes percentage and progressive passes.
Well, that means that he's progressive passes is where you retain the ball, like line breaking passes and moving you up the pitch and keeping possession. Forward passes must be that he doesn't give away the ball, just not kicking it forward.
Yeah, but I just think it's interesting. I think I like this Wharton. I think he fills out the full, I don't know what you call it, the full circle.
So yeah, he's got high forward passes, but a low forward pass percentage.
Yeah.
But then you still got to buy a 6. So you got to buy a specialist 6. You take Bruno out of the team then, don't you? Unless you play him as 2 10s, and then
let's just put in Mamadou Sangare. I don't know. We haven't been linked to him, but he's the guy we have been talking about. Mamadou Sangare. Here we go. Lance.
Yeah, that compliments.
Not too shabby.
It's a compliment.
But again, it's the French league, though. His stats are why he shows so high in that. But possession 1, don't matter what league that is, to be that high up on the, what's that, 91, 92 percentile?
Something like that.
He's on 92.6.
Yeah, 92.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you touch the outside, that's 100%. So
he's a ball winner by far.
Yeah, but he's a ball winner in a French league. We don't call it the Farmers League for no reason.
Yeah, but the physicality in the French league is comparable to the Premier League.
He also does it on the international stage. So there is that. So it's not just that's why.
He's a perfect man. Did we miss anyone? Should we maybe bring up, let's say, Alex Scott or?
Well, I'll tell you what. Right, take out Sangare and put Bruno Fernandes there.
Fernandes, yeah. There we go.
No.
You see, we lack the duels again, and session 1.
That's why it doesn't work.
So no. What the reason I did this, right? Now look why Kobe Mainu doesn't necessarily fit with him in the 8. Because the only stat that Bruno isn't covering off doing Kobe Mainu's work is the forward pass, which is a pass to Bruno Fernandes, ironically. Because
what you got there, though, more than anything, is you got progressive passes 100% and key passes 100%. Now, Sangare doesn't offer that, and nor does Wharton, nor does anyone else. No. So this is your.
So you need someone from that line.
Your jigsaw puzzle. Yeah, that's your jigsaw puzzle.
So a Sangare would cover off that bottom right-hand corner,
but doesn't cover up the top. So doesn't cover up the top right.
So we put in Sangare here. So then we start. Now we're talking.
Now take out Kobe Mainu and put in Edison.
Okay.
And this is sort of how they look at the stats, because ideally you're covering off as much of the void space as possible.
You have a ball winner, a passer, and a carrier.
You have what I call the Real Madrid midfielder there.
Yes.
The creator, the destroyer, and the progressor.
So we should go for Sangare and Ederson then. What if put in remove?
Because you've
Ederson
also got Mainu. You've also got Mainu already. Yeah. So
what do we put in Baleba? I want to see where's Baleba. Baleba. This is Carlos Baleba. He's very limited. His duels in possession 1.
Yeah, but he spent even more time on the bench than Kobe Mainu.
Yeah, well, it's 1,596 minutes of stats.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad.
That's all right, that is. Possession 1 and duel. So what you want is a 6. That's what a 6 does.
And that's what I'm saying about covering off that aspect. So if you wanted to go Prem, there you go.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Exactly what a 6 does.
I would rather go with Sangare then. I wouldn't go near Baleba. Sangare can do other jobs.
But then wasn't that the criticism of Casemiro when we brought him in? Well, all he does is get the ball and pass it to someone else. Great.
That's what you want to. That's what a 6 does.
Yeah, I know, mate. Someone just said put Tchouaméni in.
Yes,
again,
yes.
He hasn't played much this season.
Let's remove Baleba and put in Tchouaméni. Let's look at Tchouaméni.
Now he's ideal.
Yeah.
Because you're going to find it very hard to find someone doing high between carrying and possession 1 and forward pass and key. You'd cover that all off.
Yeah, but the problem you got there is he's going to get in Mainu's way, or he's going to get in Bruno's way. He's going to get in people's way. That's why, especially 6, you're not interested in forward passes, key passes. That's why below.
This is your combination. This is your 6-8. This is a combination player.
You can't have a 6-8.
No, this is the 6-10.
You can't have a 6-10. You can't have a 6-10. You've got to play a
6-10. So we have to add Elliot Anderson into this.
Well, but that's not happening. That's 120.
Yeah, well, so yeah, Elliot Anderson in red. So yeah.
Yeah, so you're banging into each other. So you got 2 players that are crossing pass. 3 players.
It's almost two 6s.
You need.
Okay.
No, you want 1 6, 2 8s.
Like loads of people chucking combinations up. Right, I'm going to tell you the perfect combination. What I think is the perfect Premier League combination outside of Man City, and you can change for this, Jarvis.
Okay.
The Newcastle midfield: Joel Linton, Tonali, and Bruno G.
Okay, let's just
for me. I
check
think they're the most balanced midfield in
they're
the Premier League.
Yeah, they're balanced.
This is Tonali. He's an all-rounder, I would say. Comes to stats.
But bear in mind, we're not looking at percentages here, guys. We are looking at percentiles and where they fall in a specific category for the best players in our league.
How do you say Joe Linton?
I thought you were spelling it right, so don't ask me.
I think it's Joe. I think it's Joe. J-O. And
is it got an E in it?
I think it's Joe.
Joe.
No. I think it's Joe spacebar Linton, isn't it?
Yeah, there we go. Joe Linton.
Yeah, well, Linton. Yeah, actually, Linton. Yeah, is a nothing really. He's more. Yeah, you see that stats doesn't add up with Joe Linton.
What do these stats not show? They don't show work rate. They don't show.
That doesn't. That's a Joe Linton's got miles better work rate than that. Yeah, that doesn't. That's a very compact. And the best part about that is they don't get in each other's way. If you look at their possessions and where they are, they don't necessarily cross over too much.
Yeah.
They circulate very nicely as a 3. With our last 3, we were all over the fucking shop. And you can't do that, and that's why they're quite compact. They're quite good at that. It's not bad, Joe Linton.
No. So on this kind of when you're looking at percentiles, the more space where they do everything together means the less chance that one of them's going to be caught out of position because they're able to move into it. So this isn't.
That's what I mean. So
they play 100 passes and their accuracy is X. This is out of every 10 in the league. This is the best. well, we know it in Bruno, right? He hits the 100. He is number one. Yeah. So he's
indisciplined. What that shows as a part-time is discipline. That's all that shows is discipline.
Everything else, one role, do that role.
Yeah, everything else that we've shown is completely ill-disciplined. So you've got the only one that actually.
Lamine Camara is quite good.
So
I haven't seen him enough, so I can't say anything. Monaco.
Yeah, so we're saying him, but okay, if you put Kamara and Sangare, their passes won their duels. They're very similar, same league, very similar player, stats wise.
We can occupy the same space, so you won't be able to play.
No, but they're both sixes. They're both in the French Ligue 1. But like I'm saying, the league level is different. Now, the chances are Monaco and Lens, they're not high-performing teams, right? European-wise. And so when you look at that, carrying, no, give it to someone else. Okay, so that's giving it to Bruno. Just give it to Bruno. But their actual pass accuracy must be low.
Bruno is not a carrier. We know that. He's a passer of the ball. He never carries
Bruno
the ball.
carries the ball a hell of a lot more than people realise. When you have Bruno's stats up, he's got a high carrying percentage.
I quite like Kamara.
Yeah, you're right.
That actually wouldn't be that bad. The problem is you'd have Kamara and Sangare occupying the same area.
That's a double pivot.
You're playing 2-6, single 8.
Yeah, double pivot right there.
Yeah. You'd have to play a 4-2-2-2 if you brought in Sangare and Kamara.
Yeah, but we haven't been linked to any of them, Sangare or Kamara. So, and Bruno stays. So for me, we haven't checked out Stiller. We haven't linked to him. Angelo Stiller. This is his. He has a lot of traits that Bruno has. Key passes.
But you can't play Manu.
Progressive passing. Him and Bruno. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of good balls into the box for a striker.
Yeah, but then Manu doesn't pass.
I don't care if I care about Man United. I don't care about who the name is on the shirt.
I care about then if you had those two, you get your specialist six. I'd say you compliment them. Not going to like it, Baleba.
Yeah, and then you say no. Then that's your Edison, who's the possession one.
So we have to remove Manu and go with Edison or Baleba.
Baleba's your better option. Stay out of Stillers and stay out of
Ederson is not doing it, so let's go back to Baleba.
He's the one.
I hope I'm not doing it too quick for you guys, but just gonna.
So just why Jarvis is doing this, when Brighton done their data fixing, look, there you go. Give me the ball, give it to him, and then he gives it to Bruno.
Start his way. Get it. Give it to Stiller. Give it to Bruno. Start the way.
Yeah. So Stiller and Baleba would probably be a good fit, a good balance for our midfield.
And Bruno would be a very good balance, believe it or not. That's amazing, that is.
That's actually this is. I didn't know this. I just I found it interesting. So it's good to see stuff like this. So but basically, what you know by now is Baleba and Stiller would be a good fit with Bruno.
Very good.
But there is a flip side to this. So if you're using Baleba, look at his dots all within as if he can't do a forward pass to save his life. Yeah, key passes, all of that. No, don't forget there's also a style of play of the team they're playing for and the instruction given to that player. Because Brighton win the ball back and they play backwards a lot of time from Baleba. So there's no forward pass. But that's the way they play. Now, is he capable of doing it? Of course he is. He's a professional footballer. Yeah. It's their style of play.
Ideally, we should go for Tchouaméni. That's the thing. When it comes to stats, this would be the strongest one. Stiller, Tchouaméni, and Bruno.
You're not going to get
someone who was more into the carrying possession. We don't necessarily need the forward passes so much.
You don't need any of that. You don't.
So it's carrying and possession one that's we struggle a little bit, but rest of them we are in the 100th percentile or 90th percentile. In all other attributes,
but you don't need him.
It does
to play with Stiller and to play with Bruno. You need a ball winner. That's all you need.
Yeah, but he is a ball. Look, he's on 98% duels won.
Yeah, but if he vacates his area, which he will do, If he vacates an area, which he's going to because of his the way that his forward his passes, the way that he plays.
96.3 actually when it comes to duels.
What do you need Stuller for then? What do you want Stuller for then?
Well, I was just about to say, you're saying he'll vacate, but he wouldn't vacate because using the same
but
way of looking at that.
But what do you need Stuller for then?
Well, Stiller we need someone else to create because all the time you're reliant just on Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, but you've got Stiller already, so you've got 3 players doing the same role. You don't need 3 players doing it. We know this as coaches and as footballers. You don't need 3 players doing the same role. You need
better passers of the ball you have. And right, look at Man City and Liverpool from last year, not this year, because let's be fair, this season's shit for most teams, right? When they get around the box, every single one of them is creative or can create a chance.
Yeah, but you're forgetting one thing. Gravenbach. He stayed put. He did exactly the Rodri role. He was a little bit forward thinking, but he stayed put. He played the Rodri role.
But for Tchouaméni to be so high on his duels, he was still in that position or has got the pace to recover to get into that position.
What we need him for, you've got Stiller and we've got...
But Stiller doesn't win the ball back.
No, that's what I mean. So you got Stiller with the progressive passes, you got Bruno with the progressive passes, you've then got your 2 10s, whoever your 2 10s are, and your striker. What do we need Tchouaméni for?
There's no Tchouaméni wins the ball, plays a forward pass to one on runner. Now you've got 5 players in the opponent's half to play those balls rather than 4. It is a good. I
must admit on that one, I don't see the balance. And you never get Mainu back in the side as well, by the way.
Neil Driscoll contingency, Alex Scott, Hackney, and Tchouaméni. Let's just try it for Neil.
You couldn't run Scott and Hackney together. You couldn't run Scott.
I think it has shown, Stu, is it'll be very hard or very easy to replace Mainu stats-wise.
Yeah, but you need for me, you've got to start with your pivotal 6. Your 6 is everything. If you play with 2-8, your 6 is everything. And I think it'd vacate too much for me to Mainu. And I've
always said my 6 is Shulman from Sporting.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen Tchouaméni do it, unfortunately, and I do like him. I think he's a really good player.
I don't think Hackney. It's not the Premier League players. I can't find Hackney here. But if you look at Alex Scott, his carrying is his strength. Possession 1, medium when it comes to duels, key passes. So yeah, it's more of a ball carrier and a ball winner.
So he's an 8.
Jarvis, can you just show me Bruno Fernandes and Martin Hjulman from Sporting?
Okay.
I think they would cover off most of what we would need, and then the other midfielder could be Mainu. But that's just in my head.
Yeah, duels, forward passes. This is Hjulman, forward passes, key passes, progressive passes. So possession 1, this is a ball winner. That's what we need.
It doesn't win the ball.
No. But that's can't be true. And this is what I'm not understanding from this. If you're winning nearly all your draws, how have you not won possession?
Yeah, it's a tackle. Duels are a tackle, aren't they? If you slide tackle or you...
But you've won possession.
Interception is
it's an interception more than it. That duel is an interception, not a possession one. It's just an interception.
So that's what I'm saying. So we can be a little bit lenient on those wordings because if you're winning high duels, you're more than 50% getting the ball and turning it over, right? You're knocking people off. You're not sliding. How many slide tackles are there in the game now? We're talking about being upright and winning those duels 9 times out of 10.
There's not that many. There's not that many slide tackles, but I mean, ultimately,
so if you put Kobe Mainu in with those, I think that would work.
We ain't got a ball winner though.
So we go with Mainu.
According to that, we don't have a ball winner.
But you do. You've got someone winning their duels. That's your ball winner.
No, but it's not. No, a duel is. You know, if I head the ball over you, that's a duel. That's what a duel is. So but a ball winner is taking it off you, winning the header, dropping it down, running past you, and taking the ball off you. So we need somebody to do that. So he's just a duel. So he's a header. You know,
best duel winner in the Premier League in midfield.
I would imagine probably Casado.
Definitely
Gravenbach, very good.
I'm asking for this reason because this is going to prove what those stats are to me. By if you say that's the best person at doing that, I can see how they're laying those stats out.
No, Baleba clearly is a good one. He does it.
Caicedo. How do you write Caicedo?
Oh, crikey. C-A-I, isn't it? C-A-I, I think.
C-A-I, yes. C-A-I.
Yeah.
Oh, it says Caicedo. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a better balance.
So you want a Caicedo then?
Well, I want a Baleba. I want a 6. That's it. I want somebody who can win the ball and pass it, give it to whoever.
Yeah, but look at his forward Caicedo. I was saying, like, well, I asked you for like the one of the best. He wins the ball. Forward passes percentage means they're successful. Progressive passes because he can fire it between the lines as well. That is a perfect defensive midfielder. Wins the ball and gives it wherever it needs.
Yeah, but I mean, Caicedo's a bit of an anomaly, isn't he? He was, he was in the side.
Your Balebas actually do tick that passes one, possession one.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Guys, it's been a fantastic debate. We have 1 hour 35 minutes. We don't want to bore everybody to death with all these stats. Excuse us, guys. We are just footballing nerds. This is what we do, analyzing charts, looking like astrology. But I want to show you guys something before we wrap it up when it comes to this. I promised you that we were going to talk a little bit about Bournemouth, and on the who's your preferred manager, we have a vote of 60% on Carrick, 40% of Iraola, and there's 55 votes. So I would say that's a substantial amount of votes from you guys. So let's just have a quick look at Bournemouth and just see how they play. There we go. So if you look at Bournemouth this season, so they are strong in pressing, they are strong in attacking, counters, not as physical, not as good in defending. We know they concede a lot of goals, and they are not a possession type of team. If you compare them to Carrick and Man United, this is Man United / Amorim Carrick. So again, you can also see that Manchester United are more attacking than Bournemouth. They are better when it comes to goals, better in physicality, defending, counter-attacks, and a little bit better in possession.
No way we better than Bournemouth physicality. No chance. No chance.
So, funny enough, Bournemouth are only play physical football against the top 6 supposed teams. Otherwise, fluid and moving and controlling.
We've got to be one of the weakest. We've got to be one of the weakest physically, surely. I would
have said so as well.
Yeah,
and I would have had us lower on pressing as well.
I'd have had us lower on pressing. The Bournemouth miles better than us at pressing. Absolutely.
And possession. Well, I suppose Amorim probably pushed us up on possession, all that passing around.
Yeah, Amorim was okay possession play.
Okay, can you put Arsenal stats over the top, Jarvis?
Yes, for you, Mark. One more.
Well, they're top, aren't they? So you go with the top team to see what you're comparing it to.
Yeah, look at that.
In green.
Look at that. It's a fucking world apart in defense. Well, physicality, pressing. Not so much about attacking. Well, the same on attacking.
So if you want to catch Arsenal, Iraola is not better than Carrick based on this spiral graph because someone put it there.
It's Carrick and Amorim. It's the full season. So
basically we're a counter-attacking bunch of weaklings.
Yeah, I agree with that. How many times we get knocked the ball or pushed over? Well, physicality is always going to be knocked down because when Amo got pushed in the box by behind, spun round, fell on the floor, and it's not a penalty, so he must be low physicality, right?
Yeah, very strange that one. But that was quite interesting. It's quite interesting to see on that one. I mean, we could debate stuff like that, honestly, couldn't we? All the time, couldn't we?
Well, that's all interpretation of someone's view.
Physicality
is someone's view. You can't prove physicality.
No, you can't. But
it's based on metrics, stats.
We can see physicality, can't we?
Yeah, but
it's not random.
Physicality there is no metrics or anything that can measure physicality of a team.
Oh no, there isn't.
Because
has
when
to
we
be
play Liverpool,
something on I don't know, duels or headers
but
or
I'm just
whatever.
saying
In the total.
Jarvis, when you play someone you don't like, you're going to be more physical with them than someone you don't care about. So that's why I'm saying it's not a metric that's measurable.
So you're saying you're more physical with people you don't care about?
Absolutely. If I'm playing for Man United and we're against Liverpool, I'm smashing into every tackle. You know, your Steven Gerrards would do it to us. Gary Neville would do it to them. But if I'm playing Bournemouth, I'm probably not going to be as physical naturally unless someone gives me a little and I give it back. Yeah?
I'm physical every game. I love it.
No, but I mean as a whole, as a player,
that's my.
Don't have to. If you don't like the player, Stu,
fucking
as a striker you don't like, you are going to be more physical, more physical.
Yeah, I get worse. Yeah, absolutely.
So
how do they measure physicality? This is how the analysts usually measure it. It's duels. The biggest indicator is ground duels 1, shoulder battles, 50-50s, protecting the ball under pressure, aerial duels, headers, long ball battles, and set piece dominance.
That's interesting.
So that's the metrics.
That's interesting.
So our set piece dominance, we're second in the league. So we should be a hell of a lot higher.
Yeah, but it's not just set piece.
No, but I'm just saying,
that's what I'm saying.
Into account.
Yeah,
we can't look after a ball. As soon as someone breathes on us, one of our players falls over or dies.
Yeah, we get bullied. We get bullied in most matches.
Guys, I just want to go back to finish this segment. 5 signings, 3 midfielders. I think we covered the 3 midfielders. Quick talk about the left back and the reserve striker, Welbeck or what's his name, Krupi, the guy from Bournemouth.
Yeah, I agree for Krupi. To be honest, I'd.
Nope.
Not Krupi for me. No, Welbeck.
Well, if it's the bracket, it's young. You know,
where the hell is anyone putting Welbeck, who's just signed a 5-year deal with Brighton 2 months ago?
It'd be fantastic to get Welbeck back.
It's not a 5-year deal. He just signed a brand new contract with Brighton.
Yeah,
whatever that is.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant. That would. But I don't think I don't know either of those. I don't know what we do for a backup striker, really.
No, I think that's a tough one.
It's a very tough one.
Yeah, maybe we could look in the championship. Maybe there's some gems. Being the second fiddle.
I just want to come back to Paul Tobin's comment there, me saying about ruling out what league they're in. Lemons was not scouted by a scout. He was scouted by Tony Coton, sorry.
Tony Coton.
Highly recommended. Former goalkeeping coach who really does know what he's talking about because he's coached the fucking best at our club. And that's the only reason we went for him, because of the seal of approval. Our scouts, you can go through a very long list of players they've let go and did not push on us.
Yeah.
That's the answer to that. That's why I'm not saying we don't sign someone because of the league. I'm saying when you look at stats and compare leagues, it can be very misleading when you look at things like percentage, because we know the Premier League is the most physical league out of all of them, and there's no way you can compare stats from a French league, a Spanish league, an Italian league, and the Premier League. It doesn't work.
Striker-wise, by the way, the player we should have gone scored 12 goals this season. That's DCL at Leeds. It's been fucking brilliant for them this year.
How about the top goal scorer in the Saudi Pro League?
Ivan Toney. Yeah, well.
Ivan Toney, yeah.
He's not going to win the league there because they'll somehow manipulate it that Al Nassr win it somehow. But he's not going to win it.
Could we go for Sørloth?
I don't know.
We should be going for is Vlahovic, because we can get him on a free.
He could be the main man, couldn't he? Because I think Alvarez is going to move, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Okay. Yeah, so I think so.
Alvarez seems like it's a done deal that he's going.
I don't know who though.
And we have the PSG guy, the guy who played for it Sporting?
Jazenko.
What's his name? The Portuguese guy who sits on the bench for PSG.
Yeah,
Ramos.
What we should be doing is getting
Carlo Ramos.
Nicholas Jackson.
Ooh.
What a fucking player!
Well, I think he scored like 15 goals this season for
very
Bayern.
well for Bayern. He's done.
And Harry Kane's got 56,000.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, have you not seen a German goal scoring for the past 10 years? Lewandowski scored about 45 per season. It's just fucking. I mean, Harry Kane, yes, all day fucking long. Wouldn't even bat an eyelid. But I'm just saying. But that's
there's proof to my argument about stats from different leagues.
He sat on the bench, hasn't he, Nicholas Jackson? But you're right, Jarvis. He's popped in about 15. It's also worth noting, by the way, that the greatest goal scorer on the planet, Erling Haaland, our man Thiago, I think, is only 2 behind him. Is that right?
Yes. Igor, yeah.
Yeah, so,
2 or 3 goals behind him, yeah. It's true.
So we were having a little conversation last night on my show, and Thiago's the name that a lot of people were interested in. But I don't know how we would make that work with Sesko.
You wouldn't get Sesko and Thiago to work. No, that wouldn't work at all.
So he's 4 goals behind Igor. Haaland has 26 goals and Thiago has 22.
Look at Semenyo, 7 behind. Pedro, 7 behind. Gyökeres, 8 behind.
Yeah, but didn't he get 12 or 11 of those goals for Bournemouth before he moved?
Oh, no, Semenyo's, that's all bullshit. Yeah, he scored, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But no, fair play to Thiago. I mean, Haaland hasn't set the world alight this year, has he? For whatever reason.
Well, you got Gyökeres there, 5th place, right? 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, surely.
Isn't Sesko on 11 now?
Well, 12.
11. 11 or
He's
12.
on 11. I thought he was on 12.
Fucking Casemiro's on 9.
Exactly. So, I mean, Gyökeres has had a decent season. He's been shite, but he's had a good season. What Jarvis is saying about Nicholas Jackson, my point was, he's gone completely under the radar and popped in 15 goals. Yes, it's in Germany. I get it. I do. But, at the end of the day, he's a striker paid to score goals.
You can cut that in half compared to the Premier League. I think every goal in the Bundesliga counts like 0.7 in comparison.
But to
we
be
don't
fair,
sell Rasmus Højlund and we keep him.
I'm not saying we get Nicholas Jackson. I'm saying what we do is go and get Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That's what we should do. If we've got any brains, we should do that because he's a completely different striker to Sesko. He knows what a goal is, and he's he was on the scrap heap.
No, I think he's playing for trying to get in a World Cup squad, mate.
Fair play to him.
But then he'll drop off again. Look, hey, he's been missing for how many years?
If he has a good World Cup, he won't come back missing. I think if he came to United, swan song, I think it'd be brilliant. 20 games a season. I bet he guarantees 12 goals. Perfect. It's exactly what we need.
Saying Conway came up. I can't remember if it was boxing or Danny. They're talking about him again now.
Conway. Yeah.
But I think we need to look for someone very similar to Delap that we can bring through from the Championship as a backup striker. There's nobody out there. There's nobody out there.
Remember, we brought in Teddy Sheringham at 31. What you brought Sheringham in at 31 for? What you brought Berbatov in at 30?
But we still had 2 starters in front of him there. We've only got one.
Exactly. We're only playing with one striker. You bring in somebody like DCL who guarantees you 12 goals. This is what you're buying. You guaranteed 12 goals. You bring in Welbeck, probably guaranteed 9. You need somebody to come in and add to these goals. Now, the times where we haven't scored, because we haven't roughed up the centre halves enough, we haven't fucking pulled Calvin Bassey's hair or whatever like this guy does. He's a nuisance. It's like I talk about Barry all the time from Everton. He's a fucking nuisance. Can't score for toffee. Waste of time in front of goal. But fuck me, he will cause you problems. And we don't do that. We don't buy players that cause problems. I get so pissed off and angry about it because they don't say, well, he doesn't score enough goals. What did he do for the team? Dominic Calvert-Lewin does both. He'll score your goals and he'll fucking rough up.
But there's a reason Calvert-Lewin scores goals. They throw the ball in the box, he gets on the end of it. We are still struggling to create chances for our centre forward.
Well, you've got to change. Football, Mark. It evolves. No. You've got to fucking change.
But we've been saying this now constantly. We're struggling to create
change. Yeah.
So,
If we need, what did Sir Alex Ferguson say years and years and years ago? We're 1-0 down with 12 minutes to go. What's the fucking
throw the
point?
ball in the box.
Throw the ball in the fucking box and win the game 2-1. You might lose.
Share the ball, see what sticks. It is that simple. But Sesko could be a 25-goal striker if we put the ball in the box this season.
Well, he could have been. No, I agree. I totally agree. I've got absolutely zero argument with that. Got absolutely zero argument with that at all. I think you're exactly right. Sesko surprised all of us, I would imagine, with his ability and his different types of goals that he scores. But you need somebody that, if Sesko can't do it, get up there and cause fucking mayhem. Because, you know, if you look at Arsenal's goal yesterday, right, it was measured to an extent. But prior to that, it was mayhem. They were just up and up and up and up and up and pushing and pulling and push. And it took a little bit of magic by Odegaard, a little bit of magic to spot Trossard. Okay, they got a bit of luck with the finish, in my opinion. I thought Souček was mightily unlucky not to block that. Mightily unlucky not to block that. But they kept pushing and pushing and prodding and punching and kicking. And I want us to do that next season. I really do. And if you've got to bring in somebody like this lad called Conway, I don't know him too much boxing, so we'll have a look. Or DCL or somebody
funny
like
enough, the chat are saying what we're alluding to, but who's putting the ball in the fucking box? Because no one can cross on our team.
Well, they can't. They choose not to. They just choose not to.
Dalot cannot cross a ball. Ahmad cuts back and passes to Bruno 5 yards. If you look at his stats over the last few games,
he won't play
he's
next
not putting
year,
anything in the box, right?
He won't play next year.
Cuts inside, Rashford-esque, and to try and get a shot off, doesn't cross. Dorgu crosses, Luke Shaw crosses. Bruno crosses. That's it. So
you've got to adapt. These players have got to adapt. They've got to wake up and win games of football. Just because,
but we also need to see a different style of play that's not counter-attacking, balls into the channel, running in behind. Okay, so there are penetrating passes, third man runs, things like that. But there's still a lot of questions. We go back to talking about bringing in Carrick or bringing in someone else. Yep. You can bring in an Ancelotti, but do we have players capable of playing his way of he would want to play?
They've got to play. Again, we are footballers. Are you capable of playing? Yes, you fucking are. You are capable of understanding the game of football.
Feels like almost like bringing in Louis van Gaal, you know, astute manager from the Spanish league. We didn't have the player to play Louis van Gaal football. So we all saw how that ended. Maybe we should have given more time, but again,
who knows? But these players, because they're stubborn. Footballers, modern day footballers, are stubborn. Because they can't adapt, because they don't like to adapt. They don't want to adapt. Well, you take me out of my comfort zone. Fuck off. I don't care.
That's why these players have managers succeeded, because they were at clubs who went, all right, then fuck off. And they did fuck off. They got rid of them.
That's what we should do. Back to what Jarvis says. No, I know we're not, but Jarvis is right when he was talking about VTech. I've been speaking about it for years. Grow some fucking balls and tell these footballers, when you get to the final third, if Sesko's in the box, fucking put the ball in there. Don't, try and go to
the byline. Put it in from deep. You've got space to get on the end of it.
It's not football. Isn't rocket science. It just isn't. Right. It winds me up.
Yeah. Talking about the left back, Luke Shaw, as Paul mentions, Luke Shaw can't get up and down anymore, and Dorgu is still unknown. So we know the Lewis Hall links, and we also been linked to what's his name, the Sporting fullback, something Orojo or whatever his name is. I can't. If any of you know his name, type it in the chat.
All I know is he's Alfonso Fernandez's replacement, and we're already being linked to him.
Yeah, Quenda
in the national team.
Quenda went to Chelsea.
Well, he's going to Chelsea, isn't he?
Yeah. That's the wing back system.
That's the wing back.
That's the wing back, Quenda. Yeah.
We have been linked to several, and the other ones we have been linked to the West Ham, Diouf, and who else? Is there any?
I really like Diouf. We've just been talking about crosses. Diouf will give us that.
Yes, Arajo.
I quite like Geoff from West Ham. I think he's big, strong. I think he'll class. I like Bueno from Wolves. Lewis Hall. I like.
He needs some really good coaching, and I think we have the right coaches.
He's Wan-Bissaka-esque. Yeah, I like Bueno from Wolves, and I like Lewis Hall. Yeah, absolutely. I like Musso from Palace. He's a right back, I know, but I like him.
For me, Lewis Hall's the one you got to go get.
Won't get him. We haven't got the money. That's the problem. We haven't got the money.
How much do you think we have to pay for a guy like Lewis Hall?
Well,
60 to 80 million they're going to ask for.
Easy.
So I think that's not what I'm saying. I think he's worth. I think Newcastle offer 60 to 80 million.
That's what they want. Yeah, anything between 70 and 80 for me.
But Lewis Hall, he's been one of the best fullbacks. We will see more of him in the World Cup this summer and playing for England.
Absolute starter.
No, you won't, Jarvis. He won't play for England.
Oh, I think he will.
Why?
No, he won't. No, he won't.
Do you think Luke Shaw, who is in the preliminary squad of
no,
the
you're both missing the starting left back for England.
Miles Lewis Kelly?
No,
it won't be Lewis Kelly. Can't think he plays left back for England now.
That's my whole point. Everyone forgets that he's actually playing left back.
Who is it?
Manchester City.
Oh, the youngster.
Yeah, O'Reilly.
No,
I don't think O'Reilly.
Because what he gives going forward and can defend, I think he's susceptible defensively.
Yeah, I don't think he starts O'Reilly. I agree. He's not playing left back at the minute, though, is he? He's playing left wing. We put all left midfield. He's pushed him up. Yeah, he's not playing left back at the minute. He's playing. No,
because the thing he's playing as a left forward is can't stop scoring. I always go and say I'll play a Dorgu. It's not Dorgu, is it? It's Doku.
Yeah, Doku, no, he's pushed him up. He's pushed him up, Riley. Last few games, I've noticed. I don't know what their system they're playing. He's not playing a traditional left back. I haven't got a fucking clue what they're playing, but he's not playing traditional left back.
But I think O'Reilly starts, and I can totally understand it. And do I want him to start?
Lewis Hall is miles better. I'd stick Lewis Hall in all day of the week.
By the way, I don't think we will go back for Alvaro Fernandez. I don't think we have a buyback clause anymore. I think that ended when he signed for Real Madrid.
He sold him to Benfica. Benfica sold him on. Our clause is gone.
Real Madrid, that's it. Our clause is gone,
Yeah. This is Lewis Hall. Let's just have a quick look. He's 179 centimeters. He's young, 21 years of age. Will be 22 in September. Transfer value, that's 37.5 million euros, but I think we are talking about 60 to 70 million pounds for a player like him. Contract ends 2029.
Yeah.
Primary position, left back. We know that. Used to play for Chelsea. So far, rating this season 7.03. That's quite good. 2,000 minutes played.
That's my favorite stat, isn't it? Someone who gives you a fucking 7 or an 8 every game.
Yeah. 28 matches, 1 goal, 1 assist. Not impressive output. Could have been better.
And who was the goal against?
Talking about hype. They have Voldemade. You should be able to put in more crosses, and I don't know.
He's not playing, Voldemade.
Voldemade's not playing, and they've been playing him in midfield. His goal was against Manchester United.
Yeah.
And I think his assist was against us as well.
It was.
Well, he scored a left footer from corner. Result was a goal against City.
Was it? He scored against
us. Yeah, I thought he scored against us. Maybe he didn't.
No.
Oh no, he hit like the bar twice or something like that.
Oh, he hit the post and the bar. Yeah, he did. Yeah, 2 strikes from outside the box. Yeah.
So if you look at his stats, successful passes, 86.9 percentile. Accurate long balls, 84.5. So it's good on the ball when it comes to passes. Successful crosses, 76.2. That's what we need. Better crosses. He's also a good dribbler, 1.62 average per game. That's not too shabby. He wins most of his duels, 92.9%. Percentile, 6, almost 7 duels a game he wins. That's strong.
Very good player.
Let's see, have a lot of touches. He wins a lot of fouls.
Solid. Like when they have their full team, they are very, very solid, hard to beat team. But they've been injury struck since last season.
He's a good player.
So we have seven
Howe.
defensive contributions per 90.
Yeah.
You don't put in too many tackles, only 2.3 per 90. That's we are used to fullbacks like Van Bissaka, who puts in 7 or 8 tackles. But again, maybe reads the game, intercepts rather than tackle.
Well, no, jockey, delay, double up, make him make a mistake. Wan Bissaka dives in, and we know that from experience.
Fullbacks don't tackle anymore. You don't tackle as a fullback anymore. It's dead weird.
No, it's really delay, and get back in numbers.
So only 1 interception per 90, but recoveries 5.6 per game. That's strong. So his stats he looks good. He looks good for me.
You know what that actually says, Jarvis? He does like a Kyle Walker. He gets himself between the player and the ball, so he doesn't need to make the tackle, but he covers the ball.
We just ain't got the money for him, have we? Once you've done 3 midfielders, you got to open spending 60 million. They should do, but they won't.
Oh, okay. We keep saying 3 midfielders. If we buy 3 midfielders, we're getting rid of Kobe. We're putting Mainu to the bench.
I don't think you are. No, I think you buy a competition for Mainu. That's what you do. You buy a specialist 6 who's going to play. You buy competition for Mainu and competition for Bruno. That's what you do.
No, you buy
what
2
you
6s.
should be doing.
2
No,
6s.
no, 1 6, 2 8s.
No, I wouldn't take the risk because we don't have another 6. You've got to buy 2 and go, fucking one of you's got to work. And then they got competition.
Or you have to promote Jim Thwaites. And
I'd only buy 1 6 and do promotion.
Thwaites is a Bruno replacement. He's a creative midfielder. He's not a.
I would say I see him as a deep lying playmaker.
I like those. I think he can play as a 6, no problem. Twice.
Yeah, but Jarvis, you're looking at him in youth football. That's the main point I will make. There is no holding midfielders in youth.
Yeah, fair point, fair enough. But you never know. At this at that age, they can develop in many other roles. You can even end up as a fullback.
Was playing in the 10 in the under 18. He played as a 10.
Steven Gerrard, he played as a left back. There are so many stories. McTominay was a striker. There are
still is.
Yeah,
supposedly.
yeah. Well, I think that ends the show. We have time for a quick Q&A, guys. So we have a lot of questions in already. So Stu, if you like, feel free to take it from here. Let me just play the Q&A jingle, and we will do a couple of questions. And if you have any other questions, get them in, guys. Start with the letter Q, and we will try to do as many questions as possible.
Yeah, there's a lot of. Roll up. I've divvied the questions out. There was still a few from last night, which I have sorted out.
We have too many questions. We can't do last night's question. We just have to roll with it, Stu.
Yeah, no, we can't. So we'll start with Paul's question. And Paul said, are the lads looking forward to the World Cup in the United States of America? I'm getting some bad vibes around the whole thing, and FIFA rinsing fans, treating them like a cash machine. Look, I love the World Cup anyway. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think this World Cup will be woeful. I think it'll be really, really bad. There's too much going on in the world for any real enjoyment, I'm afraid. Trump is acting like a fucking clown, and he's probably going to ruin football's great showpiece. There was certain ticket prices that come out again for certain games up to $30,000. I mean, you've got to be off your fucking head to even play anywhere that. So on normal occasions, I'd be looking forward to it. On this occasion, I don't think it'll be great.
Good answer, Stu. Good answer. Next question.
Want to quickly?
No,
we'll
we'll
go to another question.
I think we have 19 questions in, so
yeah, we'll do one each.
Yeah.
Question for Jarvis and Stu: if you two were a midfield duo, who's losing the ball and who's blaming the ref? Well, I'm blaming the ref. That's for sure.
And I'm losing the ball.
And Jarvis is losing the ball. That's God, here we go. Another one from Bilal. If your debates were a match, how many added minutes of chaos would you add? Oh, okay, good question. Mark, you can answer that one.
I think Fergie's watch would definitely run out of battery, put it that way. The amount of times we overrun or Stu gets in shit about debates.
God, yes.
Yeah. Look, if it needs to be said, we say it. We discuss every aspect. So you're looking at 15 to 20 minutes added on, right?
At least. Yeah, there's a lot. There's definitely more than the 13 minutes added today. Great question, Obelar. Paul's got another. No, Trev has one. Trevor Wade. Why aren't you working? Oh, work. Here we go. Trev says, what will be your expectations for next season? A cup win or maybe challenge for the league or a deep Champions League or all of the above? Jarvis, I'll give you that one.
I'm the pessimist on the panel. I'm always giving the 1-0 or 1-1 or predict losses and all of this. So no, and I also predicted 55 points last summer. So yeah, I'm always wrong when it comes to predictions. It's not my strong side, but I don't think we will do any of them. We are talking about signing 5 players. It's not a strong enough squad. So I think we will struggle, and I don't want to say it, but I think we can't actually do a Newcastle next season. But it all depends on how many signings we get in. And we need big signings, people who can strengthen the squad. Because we will play, at least I would say, up to 20, 25 extra games. So we're talking about 60 plus games. And by the way, we have players like, for example, Elliot Anderson. I think I read Swedish Rumble put out. He played, I think is it 49 games so far this season.
He's played a lot. He has
massive, massive. So again, this is just I think it will be a problem if we don't have the right players. And even let's say if we bring in a player like Elliot Anderson after a season playing 50 games and the World Cup, he will have no rest. Maybe he will burn out right away, and he will have an off season next season because of this. So again, it's difficult. But I predict we will do a good cup run and maybe win the League Cup or the FA Cup.
Yeah. Interesting. You're guaranteed 8 matches in the Champions League, right? So straight away, there's 46.
Yep.
And then, you're hitting 50 games with not even a cup run, just a couple of rounds in the Carabao Cup and things. So it is that simple.
Good question.
Can I just say, the one thing I want to see is actually just a style of play. I really don't care where we go, as long as we've got a style of play. If you've got a style of play, you're probably going to continue moving up or stay high in the league. Mm-hmm. So we might get Champions League again. We're guaranteed 8 games. I think we go through 8 games because there's 4 shit teams you'll play. So we should get through to knockouts, whether it's through the extra game playoff place or not. But for me, it's style of play because we've been.
It's not given we will be top 8. Sorry for in the.
Yeah, but it goes top 8, but it's 16 places out of 32, isn't it? So
yes. Playoff,
if you win 4 games, you play 8 guaranteed, and I think we should get enough points to get to a playoff place, and then that will still be another 2 games. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I can see us getting 50 games in the season easily. And that's where Rodri may be an absolute dick, and some of the stuff he's said is bang on. Too many players are getting to playing 60 to close to 70 games in the season.
I don't think we'll do very well next season if we don't get the right manager and the right playing staff. So I would probably say none of the above, unfortunately, Trevor.
Speculate to accumulate.
Yeah. Another good question here by Trev. This is very, very quickly. What is your favourite car of all time? Trev's is a Ford Capri.
Stu, you can go first. This is
well, my favourite car of all time. I'm really torn because my car at the moment is mint. My current vehicle is top fucking drawer. So it's a limited edition Cupra Formentor. It's an apt edition, ABT edition. There's only 160 imported into the UK, and it's fucking ace. 370 brake, and it looks brilliant. And that's I love my car. But yeah, if you can get a picture up, Jarvis. But my all-time favorite car is the McLaren Mercedes SLR. I absolutely adore it. It's amazing. Particular one. So that's my current car and my favorite car.
Yeah.
Who's next? Current car and favorite car.
Well, I think we talked about street cars, the regular cars you can buy from the dealer. And for me, I've always been a big fan of Mercedes. So let's say a Mercedes 500 SL.
Oh,
cab.
Oh, nice.
I think that's a nice car.
Why don't you just go for a grand tour, Jarvis?
Yes.
So current car can't beat a Ford in the current climate, in my opinion. Everything breaks, and Ford had always kept it cheap. But
they do.
The best car growing up, even now, I look back, Subaru Impreza, STI WRX 2004. It is the ultimate rally car.
Tom McLaren, Tom McRae. No, what's his name?
McRae. Yeah, Colin McRae.
Colin McRae, yes.
Yeah, but absolute unbelievable car. Obviously, it's well known more in things like Need for Speed or what's the old Fast and Furious, and it always went up against the Mitsubishi Evo.
Escort Cosworth.
For me, even if I had it, I'd have to get the original stickers put on it with the yellow and that going out.
Yeah.
Fantastic car, that. To be fair.
Henning Solberg. No, Petter Solberg was the guy winning the.
Yeah.
So Henning Solberg, his brother, drove Mitsubishi, didn't he? Drove the Mitsubishi rally car. They were brilliant drivers. Norwegian.
They are.
Yeah, they are very, very good drivers.
Of course, they're Norwegian.
Norwegian. GT500 Eleanor, yes, from Gone in 60 Seconds. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to say, we all know who Eleanor is.
Yeah. Right, what else have we got? Here's a question. Mark, you can take this one from Jay. And Jay says, we've got about another 8 minutes to go. So Jay says, would you look to sell Martinez? I mean, this is going to divide opinion. This is.
I don't think it is. I don't think he's done himself any justice this year. Yes, I would. And it's got nothing. Well, okay, it's got partially to do with his height as a centre back. He is a walking red card.
Just before you carry on, Mark. Just before you carry on, Neil Driscoll's asked the same question and added delete.
Yeah.
So just he's asked, so you can answer both. So this is Neil's question and Jay's question.
I don't think Delit's sellable because I think too much has come out. I think he retires maybe at the end of the season or whatever. Something's happened to his back and we don't know what it is. But that anyone who's been in football long enough knows that's not something normal going on there. But Martinez, walking red card, he's our version of Romero from Tottenham. I think he's let himself down and the team down on too many occasions. Can't keep his mouth shut. I don't think he's a Man United player and shown that over the years. I love his fight. I love his determination and everything he brings. But I could see us needing someone more reliable in a lot of aspects.
Good answer.
But yes, I think we sell him. Delit, I think, retires. I don't think you could sell him.
Okay, lovely. We've got a question each here from Bilal.
Jesus, Tom Porter as well.
So again, sorry, Tom, if you.
I'm just adding comments on the questions from the guys. So just
Jarvis, your question from Bilal: if your personality has to release clause, how cheap would it be? What a fucking funny question.
Release clause from what? I'm a manager of my son's team.
That's
the boys 10, and I wouldn't take another job for $1 million. You know, I would keep my job as manager for my son and rest of the lads.
So what he's saying, Bilal, is his personality is priceless, and I totally agree. Priceless.
I'm not a sellout.
Exactly. You are priceless. Mark, we've got one for... No, we got two for you.
Oh, great.
On Bilal.
Always worry.
We're going
to give Bilal, I'll be all right.
We'll give you the time travel one. Surprise. Question for Mark. If time travel existed, what era would you ruin first?
You have to bring the question up.
I love the fact it's ruin.
I know, it's the fact it. That's what he does. Wait till you see mine. What he's done, Mark, what Bilal's done absolutely brilliantly here, he's picked on our personalities.
Yeah.
And because you've got the most, what he was asking you is, you've got the most calming personality, Jarvis, the most calming presence. When you see my question, you'll understand. And then Mark's yours, you know. So anyway, Mark, what would you do?
Time traveled. I would go back about 14,000 years, and we'll go from there. So that would put you in before all current history beliefs for what was there before. For none of us know. Do you know what I mean? So
yes.
So
you know,
that would
the
put you back
butterfly
with,
effect. The butterfly effect, Mark.
The butterfly effect, yeah.
And I'll probably mess the entire world up. There you go.
Okay, good questions.
The world will end in ruins.
Yes, here's mine. Who wants to read mine out?
Stu, what's your heat map look like during arguments? All over the place?
Yes, it's red. It's
I was going to say it's contained within the circle.
It's red. It's fully red. As soon as I take the pitch, I'm rowing with the ref and the lino and everybody else. It's fully red. I like to think I've got a calming personality, Bilal, but when I get on that pitch, I turn into a prick. I think it's the best description. Not an animal or a madman. I turn into a prick.
Sure. Have you ever taken the heat deliberately to take it off someone else on the pitch?
Yes. Oh God, yes. Yeah.
I do it to the 18s when they get a little bit mouthy because of the hormones and that.
Yes.
I will have a proper pop at the lino and like run the risk of the yellow card on that from the ref.
Yeah.
My brother normally tells me to shut. Do you know what I mean? Like before you get sent off. I'm like, no, because now I'm in the lino's ear, you know, and I'm in his head.
I do it all the time.
Also, the players have seen him warn me. They've not warned him, so there's no sin bin to come. You know, those sort of things.
No, you're right.
See you doing that for the team, like, no, I'll fucking take this one. But and then when you go in at half time, you let them have it.
If I see somebody get bullied on the pitch, I'll step in and I'll take the bully from them to me. Come to me. Come to me. Just come and bully me. Because when
it's the goalkeeper on the striker, she's well out of position.
You make it sound like it's a virtue, Stu, but we all know why. You love a little melee.
Because I thrive on it. I thrive on that aggression when I play. But I'm an absolute prick when I play football, ladies and gentlemen. And feel free to call me one. I know you all do anyway, but I will admit it. I'm an absolute dick. A couple of questions to go. But what I liked about Bilal's questions there is he picked on our personalities, and I do quite like that. And people know our personalities now, and so they come to it. So what else have we got? Oh, here's a great one as well. This is brilliant. This is a great question. We'll all answer this one. 30 seconds each. What does match day look like for you when you play and watch?
Ooh.
Who wants to go first?
Match day for me is just the most stressful thing because I have to get the thumbnail ready. I gotta get everything ready, set up the show, and I have to sit down quiet. I have my notebook and I'm having my video recorder ready to add footage. So, you know, I'm not even enjoying watching Man United games anymore. It's just like I'm fully analyzing the game for the full 90. So I'm not even when there's goals, you know, I'm just sit there and just take notes and rewind and tape the goals yet again. So, well, match days for me is mostly stressful. That's why I really enjoyed this season with Bodø/Glimt, you know, because I could just relax and watch the game and being engaged with what went on the pitch. So again, it's not, but I can't complain. I chose this myself, so it is what it is.
You play? What's it like when you play?
Always nervous as hell. I'm shaking and sweaty palms, and but I when I go into the zone, I have my routines. Always right sock on first and left sock, and then right boot on left boot, and I always like to go last out of the dressing room, and I have my routines, and and I always like to just jog around for myself, just juggling with the ball, and loosen up and have fun.
No, you watch too much Maradona.
Yes. That's why.
There's only one person who done that.
Yeah, but you've got to find the right feel, the right touch before the game. Yeah. It's too late when the game is already started.
I like that. Good answer. Mark, what about yourself?
So, funny enough, we were talking the other day because I was thinking about watch along shit like that. I could never do a watch along, right? Because when I watch football, yes, there's a lot of this, and you see stuff, but I'm not a talker. I sit there and I'm watching everything, and I'm almost memorizing it, right? But then it's I'll shout and scream when we score, and then it's back to just concentration on what's going on. So a watch along with me would be very quiet, but it's very everything. I have everything perhaps like Jarvis. If I'm doing my review, I've already done that. Maybe I'll do it at half time because I have a lot of it preset, so it's quick and easy to do. Match days is totally different. Match days start the day before for me, so make sure everything's done the night before. I know you're this. Your boots cleaner. Make sure everything, your bag's packed, everything like that. So on match day, I want to do as little as possible. I want it. So if it's 3 o'clock kickoffs on a Saturday, it would be something like I've got to eat by 11, not after, but by 11, it's got to be something like sushi or something like that for the carbs. That's about as ritual as I get. I don't have this putting on socks, shin pads, anything. No rituals that I think of, but my ritual is music, like to get my mindset right. Stuff it's just going to get me focused and block out everything else in the changing room. But then similar, Jarvis said about keeping the ball up. I want to see the bounce. So I'll go whack a ball up in the air a couple of times, see the bounce on the pitch, see if it's going to bounce. Walking around the pitch before a game is quite important. But when you're playing at a certain level, you get that option when you're playing on pitches to be out there before you go to the changing room. But smack the ball as hard as I can in the warm-up. I don't really care where it goes, but I want to feel the ball, and I almost want to numb my foot because you never know where it's going to come. And, you kick through someone's foot. You don't want that to hurt, so you numb it and you just... but just relax. I'm not an aggressive. I'm an angry player. My mates call me the angriest footballer they ever know. Nothing's good enough when I'm playing the match. I'll stick it in the top corner, and I'm like, I've got to get another one. That's me. That's not good enough, but I've scored an absolute weldy. Go again. So that's sort of how I feel.
Yeah. So on when I watch a match, I'm as relaxed as it gets. Beer, pizza. If I'm lucky, low job. But I said if I'm lucky. But no, I love watching the game. I used to get really nervous when I was a kid and United would play, and I used to get really nervous. But now I just really, really enjoy it. Jarvis does all the work for me, so I can just lie back and soak it all up, which is absolutely brilliant at.
Do you know what you are? You're like Del Boy and Rodney, aren't you?
Absolutely.
I'll let you decide in the chat which one's which.
Which one's which,
Someone does all the work and someone just turns up.
But when I play, you're absolutely right, guys. I don't have many rituals either, but my bag is always ready the night before. It's always ready. 3 pairs of footy boots, and that's always World Cups, and mainly just recently it's been coppers and my training boots. So I always have a pair of boots that I warm up in. I never warm up in shin pads. The amount of people and players I see warm up in shin pads is unbelievable. But I always get told off by the coach because or the gaffer, because when I go out onto our warm up, I'm always looking at the opposition. That's I spend my time looking at the opposition and not doing what we're supposed to do. So I get shouted at all the time. And I do it for a reason, because I always try and find out who I'm likely to be going up against. I like to know what size they are, and how aggressive they are in their warm-up. And then when we go back in, I like to have a bit of a laugh and a joke. To be honest, I like to, talk, and when we're getting ready, when I'm putting the deep heat on, because at my age you can't live without deep heat. You really can't. I don't put me
Tiger Balm, not deep heat.
Tiger Balm, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, do you know? Well, yeah. I mean, I've had that a few times. Obviously, you put your shreddies on, you fucking.
Did you ever scratch your eyes with Tiger Balm?
I've done that plenty.
You go on the pitch like this.
I've played that. Tiger Balm, I've used it a few times, but I like deep heat for some reason. Deep heat I quite like, and
spray.
I like the cream. But here's the thing. Here's me with no rituals, by the way. Bearing in mind.
Yeah, I can see where this is going, guys, because I know. I think I know what he's going to say.
Right, and then I put a bit of spray on it as well, a bit of cold spray. So I hot and cold it at the same time if I'm not feeling particularly fit. And then I go out and I love it. But always have a coffee. You talk about eating about 11 o'clock. Yeah, absolutely. So I have some breakfast about 7. And that's usually Rice Krispies, but I always have to have a coffee by about 11, 11:30 at the latest. There's still a little bit of caffeine in my body, and it's a very, very strong coffee, very strong coffee. So I've got a little bit of espresso. I'm too fucking right, you know it. And then I absolutely love it. But I'm like you guys. But when I get out there, I concentrate. Probably too much actually on the opposition, and I think I've been guilty sometimes of not warming up enough, and I felt quite tight the first 10 minutes of a game.
Yeah.
I actually haven't warmed up enough because I've been trying to see, So if I was looking at you two, I'd be looking at your characteristics just to try and get an idea of what I'm going to be up against.
Yeah, and that's why I warm up the way I do, because you would misread me. Because if I'm going there lashing up,
yes, that's right. That's right. I would misread it, yeah. But I wouldn't misread Jarvis. And there's the thing, because if you're ball juggling, my old mate, I'd get a rough idea what type of player you want to be. And with you, I would think you're just a bully, and I'd prepare for a bully. And that's how I would do it. But it's just, and then if you're looking at me, you think, what a tit. I'm preparing for a tit.
Dude,
that's how it is, isn't it?
I tell players off for watching the opposition. You can imagine that from a younger age. Yeah. From a younger age, they're watching and going, "Oh, they've got so and so. They've got so." They're looking at these players. I'm like, who gives a fucking shit what they've got? Because they're individuals. You play as a team. You'll beat them, right? But as you get older, you're right. You're looking for weaknesses. Look for the right
time. All the time. Yeah. And it's worked for me, Mark, in my later career. I started doing it when I was about 43. And it's worked for me. It's enabled me to keep playing, basically. So I love that question, by the way. These are the types of questions I really do enjoy. What else have we got? Question here from Jammer. We're running a bit over time here, guys, so we've only got a couple of questions to go.
That's awesome.
Jammer says, will Carrick go... Oh, okay. Good question. Will we go to a back 3, like at Middlesbrough, if he gets a job, as this season was just to do... with what we have for now, but can you change it next season? Well, that's really interesting. Would Carrick have the balls to go to a back 3?
He did so against Newcastle in that second half.
Had to, didn't he? Though
he's gone back 3. I think about 3 games in total.
Back 5, I would say more of a back
more
5.
More of a 5.
I would say at Middlesbrough he had a lot more defensive players than he had attacking players, so it worked. And hence the reason he didn't stay in the job. Okay, so that formation didn't work. We know it doesn't work with our current selection of players. It's also not the Manchester United way, and I think he knows that what you do at one club you can't do at another. He's not going to stick to a style of play. Plus, what's his name? The ex-England coach. He brought him in for a reason.
Steve Holland.
And Steve Holland, again, that is a back 3 coach.
He
England.
is. Yeah, he
With
is.
Chelsea. So watch this space. It is a very good observation. That.
Yeah, I like it. I thought it was a good question. Jarvis, you want to?
Yeah, and that's a good point. Boxing said it. It was more of a 5 than a 3.
Yeah,
it was more defensive.
Jarvis, or
I don't know. To be honest, I never seen Carrick as a back 3 type of manager, but maybe you guys know better than me his time at Middlesbrough. But what I do know is you see less and less managers going with the back 5 now, or back 3 now. It was a thing a couple of years ago, and when Amorim was at his height, but it never worked for us, I would say. So I wouldn't go there.
We've had a couple of sound issues. I don't know who it is, whether it's me, whether it's you, or we've only got a couple of questions to go, lads. And
I think there's some bugs with the YouTube tonight. I saw it on Said's channel too. It was up and down. So maybe it's
through us. We've had no sound on ours, so it's most likely through YouTube, guys, because obviously we're in a studio and we can hear each other clearly. So obviously it's just how it's coming across on.
On
the channel.
Okay, Neil Driscoll's got a question. We'll do this one, and then we've got one more from Trev. Question from Neil. Again, I like it. Good question. Which younger player should be in it? Well, you've already made your call, haven't you, on this one, Jarvis? So I'm going to let you answer this one.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah, James.
No, I just said yesterday. I want Shay Lacey in the squad. I want
talked about it last night.
The youngsters, because I feel a lot of these guys are ready.
I can fly through mine because I done it on my channel as well, Jarvis. So it's great mine.
Cool.
Because Shay Lacey, obviously, both Fletchers, Freights. I said 5 to 7 next season. 5 to 7 players because of who we buy, depending on that. So what's that? Lacey, Freights, both Fletchers. That's 4. Then I want to see Victor Musa and Ajay given the chances out on the left as a striker. I don't want to see Obi called up unless we really need him on the bench, because I think he still needs a lot to prove in the 21s.
What about Kukonki?
Kukonki at left back if we're going to move on Amas. And they're my ones.
Interesting.
But I don't think we should move on Amas. But Kukonki is still playing 18s and 21s. Next year,
18s and 21s, but he can't this week, can he?
He can get forward, but there's still just a lot. He's not
what about
as matured as Igmarov, not ready yet. And can I just say, you're going to hear it all over the summer because he's going to turn 16. Do not think, in my opinion, that Kai Rooney, fucking JJ Gabriel, people like that are ready to go anywhere near our first team, because they need to play in the 21s first. Morehouse.
Now, that's a good shout. That is, Neil. That's a good
very
shout.
good. And McAvoy.
Yeah, I know which one you mean. Yeah.
Jarle comes in with a good point that actually JJ will get a chance, or he will be off to Barcelona. We have to do whatever we can to make him sign that contract. So
I would say take note that he doesn't pass to half his teammates and he keeps shooting, and that's the kind of thing that ain't going to get you played.
He's not. He hasn't been that well. He hasn't done well in his.
I think the report said that he will go on another loan. They will find a new loan deal for him. So it
didn't pan out. They refused to play him, and apparently he went in with a very shitty attitude.
Yes, great question. Love it. Trev's got one more for us. Let's have a quick look. We'll finish off on a bit of a funny one, as always. Trev always likes to give us and it is a question with 2 parts. As a tiddler or youngster or a small boy, what was your favourite toy? And part 2, do you still have your teddy bear, Stu? Well, Trevor, you know the answer to that, kid. You know the answer to that. He knows the answer to my teddy bear. My favourite toy when I was growing up, believe it or not, was a figurine of the $6 Million Man. I absolutely fucking loved it. So he had a like a rubber arm, and he used to pull up his arm, and then you'd have all his electronics in his arm, and he got a button on his back, and he got an engine, a plastic engine, and what you do, you press the button on his back, and his engine would come up. And he used to play this. I used to play the $6 Million Man with Action Man, Eagle Eyes, of course, the greatest Action Man. Did you have Action Man, Jarvis, with Eagle Eyes?
G.I. Joe's, not Action Man.
Oh, well, sorry. Yeah, well, we had Action Man. Action Man with the
Shannon Tatum there in the corner.
Yes, Action Man with the Eagle Eyes. So those are my two favourites. And Trev, my teddy bear, I would like back, please.
You can't. It's stuck to the wall.
You guys.
Mine was Boulder Hill from Mask, a big base for like convertible toys.
Yeah.
That was it. It's something I always wanted, but my brother would probably say my favourite toy was anything that he fucking had because I broke it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Anything. I broke Attacks. I broke X-Wing fighters, every Star Wars figure, everything like that. He had them all, and I broke them. And then when you look at what they go for now,
no,
I probably cost him a mortgage.
Yes, yeah, you probably did.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, this was my favorite toys. Always the Star Wars figurines, the original, Luke Skywalkers and Darth Vaders.
The lightsabers coming out the arms. They're the actual hard figure.
These are the originals, 100%.
Yeah.
You can see it here, the lightsaber.
Where's the
box? You still got them?
They are somewhere in my parents' attic.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah.
Nice. I always thought it was quite funny because Luke Skywalker's hair was always yellow, wasn't it? Because they couldn't replicate blonde.
Yellow as well.
They painted him blonde, yellow. Guys, that's by the way, I would like to say for the whole night there's been over 240 people watching us for pretty much the whole show, and it's a mammoth 2.5 hours. So whoever you guys are, the Devilish Tacticos, thank you so much for putting up with us. It's been absolutely great. Before we go, hand you back, Mark, do you want to let people know what's happening on your channel?
Yeah. So obviously United Lens only started in November. We've pretty much got to the end of this season now, and my goal is obviously to keep growing. Thanks to these guys and other channels who were said, go out, do your own channel. People will watch, and a lot of you have. But today I launched a trailer on a load of stuff I've been working on for next season. Obviously, I'd love you all to go at least watch it, see if it's what you'd be interested in. But there is a lot more to come. I will be obviously like Jarvis, and that we're going to have so many more shows to do next year with Europa League, hopefully FA Cup runs and things like that.
We'll be busy next year, aren't we?
Yeah.
Busy next season.
But the only way I can continue to keep bringing things forward is obviously grow my fan base. So if anyone comes over and subscribes, that's up to you. But if you see my shorts or anything like that, please share them. But the channel is growing, and it is because a lot down to Stu and Jarvis for sending people over and you guys watching. But no, it hasn't got any adult content, Trevor. But I have been putting a lot of hard work into it, listening to people's feedback in the shows, and we're growing towards the 150, which is where I wanted to get for this month. If Jarvis, I don't know if you can go. If you click the shorts, you could probably pop the trailer up on the screen.
Yes, I can. Is it this one? Yeah.
Yeah.
We can,
Yeah.
So
nice.
Obviously, it's just a short trailer. You got to put something out, right? Because that's the business we're in. There is more to be revealed throughout the summer when I've got chance to reveal it. But the backgrounds are going to have live stats from each game, things like that. So as we know, it's very hard to talk about stats, and you got to get them on the screen. So you give me feedback, I'll try and bring it to you, same as these guys do.
Yeah.
But yes, there is a Stranger Things vibe going on. My stepdaughter's caught on to it, I think, after about 2 notes.
Yeah, but Bilal
Stranger Thing is not a devil, right? Come on, think about it. We are devils at the end of the day. Tactical devils, United lens, Manchester United. So for me,
absolutely,
it's good. It is something, and like I say, if you've got a chance to come over, please do subscribe. If it's not your cup of tea, hey, that's cool. But I give everyone a chance to have their say, same as they do on here, and we just look at things through a different lens, shall we say?
Different lens.
Aspect.
Absolutely. Cheers for that, Mark. Just a very quick one. We deserve better. Was going to go to bed, but he's woken up. Couldn't sleep, and he wants to know, Jarvis, will you be going to the pre-season match on the 24th of July? You were going to try and get tickets, weren't you?
I was trying, but they're sold out right away, so I couldn't get any tickets. So yeah, but it's a training, it's a friendly, and most of the guys are in the World Cup, so
they'll be in the World Cup on that.
Probably be the under 21s, basically playing with the occasional Man United first team player in it. So yeah, but I will give you reports, and we will probably do a breakdown on that game too.
Yeah, we can do a breakdown on that.
Yeah. By the way, a lot of people, they love the trailer, Mark.
Yeah, I quite like that one about the shorts. I got to admit, that's a good one.
Yes,
I need to lift the camera if people can see my shorts.
Yes, I did see that one. That was good.
At least I've got shorts on, unlike Stu's in his pants.
I'm in my pants tonight. Yes, I am. I'm in trouble also, by the way. I've just noticed the time. I'm about to get decapitated again.
And by the way, I posted the link to Mark's channel. So if you press that one, you can go and subscribe to Mark's channel. He needs more subscribers. So guys,
he does. Go and support him.
Yeah. Go support him, 100%. It's been a brilliant show, guys, and I'm super happy. I think we covered a lot of ground. We talked about the nerdy stuff, the graphs, the diagrams, the circles, whatever. We talked about signings, 5 signings, midfielders. We talked a little bit about the PGMOL. I think we covered a lot of ground, and it's Mark, it's Stu, and it's you guys in the live chat. So I'm so pleased that all of you tuned in. And the top contributors today was Boxing Straight Talk, Day 147, Danny B, Tom Porter, I Am Titanium, King Carrick, United Till I Die, The Buses, and Raymond was top 10. And the honorable mention is Danao P, Johnny Commode, Neil Driscoll, Stephanie Griffith is just me, and Yalamal Me and Wissa, and even Rich. So thank you everybody for tuning in. It's been a great show, and Stu and I will be back at least on Thursday. Mark just dropped out. Yeah, he's back.
I just got kicked from the studio. I was like, what the fuck?
I didn't do it. It wasn't me. We should be back Thursday, shouldn't we? When do we play?
When
do we play?
Sunday. Everyone plays Sunday because the FA Cup final Sunday.
Yeah, FA Cup final, so we'll play Sunday, don't we? Yeah, so we should be back Thursday, yeah.
Yes. So, guys, stay tuned, and do me a favor, if you haven't, smash the like. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. We are on our road to 2,000, and afterwards, leave a comment in the non-live section and hype the video if possible in your region. So, thank you, everybody. It's been a great show, and we will see you on the next. Have a good one.
Take care, guys.
Bye. Bye.